So the house, my opponents are here solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them, therefore they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online and on TV. Which school are you rooting for and which side do you represent, for or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHAS.
So the house, my opponents are here solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them, therefore they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online and on TV. Which school are you rooting for and which side do you represent, for or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHAS.
So the house, my opponents are here solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them, therefore they shall do whatever they want with it.
Oh yeah, my lovely people, welcome to the show. Good afternoon to you once again. My name is Rebecca Swayze-Mara and I'm here to inform you the 2024 edition of the Love FM High Schools Debate is about to roll. It's about to go down and it promises to be exceptional this year. 24 schools battling it out
on Joy Prime Joy and Love 99.5 FM.
End up with
This is the
bragging rights.
2024
Find out.
edition of the Love FM President High School Debate happening here at the Christian Service University. We're doing this in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, the Conference of Heads of Assistant Senior High Schools, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and also the Christian Service University. Today is the 7th day of June 2024, and today is the day that we're going to see contest 5 and 6 of the preliminary stage of this particular debate. So far, some 4 schools have made it to the main competition, and they include Adventist Senior High School, Upon Memorial, Anglican Senior High School, Kumasi, and Osei Triche Senior High School. We are having the competition today between St. Hubert Seminary and Kumasi Girls Senior High School, as well as Our Lady of Grace and one-time champion Kumasi High School. My name is Patricia. Distance education is less effective compared to regular. Hello everybody, my name is Patricia Amabonsu and I'm excited to share with you that the 6th edition set the ball rolling, and I'm going to take off from the school that is arguing for the motion. That's St. Hubert. Gentlemen, you're live on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and Love 99.5 FM. Introduce yourself to us and let us know what we should expect from your school.
I am Marvin Ajumain, the first deputy school prefect of St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School. Today, we expect nothing but the best from our debaters. Currently, we are the National Independence Debate Champions, and this gives me the confidence to say that truly and truly, we are truly taking the Love FM High School debate, and we as hunters hunt down every prey that comes our way. That is to say, KG is our prey for today. I would like to leave my dear Ahima with a proverb that says, a true hunter always returns home with an exciting tale to tell.
Okay, thank you so much for your proverb. Speak to your patron right now and find out what he also wants to share with the rest of the world.
I am Bernard Osei Ogusu, the patron for St. Hubert's Seminary Senior High School. Actually, we are here to lay down our facts and figures, and we leave the Herculean task to the judges to decide. But we know at the end of the day, we will smile back home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, St. Hubert. I can move to Kumasi girls right now, and this beautiful lady here is?
I am Abdullah Mariam Simle from Kumasi Girls Senior High School. As the General Secretary of the Writers and Debaters Society Club in Kumasi Girls, I would like to say that we have resourceful debaters, and I believe that we are leaving this venue today with a win, come what may, by the grace of God. I would also like to say to my co-debaters that I would like to leave them with a word that the end justifies the means.
Okay, let me take a few words also from your patron now. Briefly tell us what we should also expect from you.
Right, a very good afternoon to all and sundry. I'm Sir Isaac Nyakwentri, and I'm the patron for the Writers and the Debaters Club for Kumasi Girls Senior High School. We are much poised today. We know that since Hubert boys are good, however, our girls have done enough preparation for this contest, and I can assure you that today we will come out successfully. So, God willing, we will excel today.
Okay, let's see who wins at the end of the day. David Akwete is at the auditorium right now and takes it away from me. This is the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. The hashtag is LUVFMHSD. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, let me borrow the words of one of the students who says that the end indeed justifies the means. We've heard from patrons, we've heard from colleague students as well. Ladies and gentlemen, in this very beautiful auditorium, show them some love by putting your hands together. It is day 3 in the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate. Today we'll be witnessing contest 5 and 6. Now we're doing this in partnership with the Ashanti Regional Education Service, as the GES Ashanti, with the Conference of Heads of our sister secondary schools, plus Ashanti Regional SRC. Show them some love one more time for me, please. Your hands together for them. Thank you. Now you're comfortably seated in this beautiful auditorium. It's been made available for us by the Christian Service University. Again, let's show them some love by putting our hands together and saying a big thank you to the Christian Service University. As mentioned by Patricia, we're live on radio on Love 99.5. We're also live on television on Joy Prime and Joy Learning. We're also very much present on our various social media handles on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Akwete, and I'm here this afternoon as one of your MCs. With that out of the way, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our main sponsor, Pepsodent. And they have on the market the Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. Now, every time we eat, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and sometimes foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and evening with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Now, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter comes in a variety of various affordable grams. We have the 175 gram, which of course is the big size for the family. The 120 gram, that is a Jaquat pack, and the 65 gram, as well as the 12 gram that comes in sachet. Now, the Ghana Dental Association recommends Pepsodent. Pepsodent allows you to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll-free 0800-161-000 for Pepsodent's advice from that dentist. And Pepsodent, indeed, every smile matters. Let's also say a big thank you to the Jackson University College. Now, do you desire to work or study abroad? Now, are you worried about the best place to receive tuition for your IELTS in Ghana? Well, worry no more. The Jackson Institute of Innovation and Leadership, JIL, is here to help. JIL, in collaboration with the British Council, IELTS, and the IDP, presents a golden opportunity for SHS leavers, university graduates, and professionals to register and study IELTS. Now, their course options include IELTS Academic, IELTS General, and the Life Skills. Now, they have in-person and online class options available for you to choose from. So enroll today, enroll now. Now, for your children aged between the 5 and 15 years who are fluent in French or wish to learn French, JIL has an amazing package for them to study in Quebec, Canada. Now, their rates are very, very affordable. They are unbeatable, and they will assist you with every necessary documentation as well. Let's also say a big thank you to Bigo. Now, everywhere make hot, but still man for enjoy. So the boys, the girls, the mummies and the daddies are there for the parties that you're putting together, the funerals, the family day out, and any other social gathering. Grab your favorite Bigo drink. Bigo comes in cola, it comes in grape, orange, coconut, pineapple, apple, lemon, and cocktail flavors. Get a chilled, affordable bottle of Bigo today at any supermarket or in traffic. Bigo is another quality product from Trillium Industrial Company Limited. Bigo, big refreshing moments. Now, I know most of you love your milk, so let's say a big thank you also to Cowbell, which contains vitamins A, C, D, E, and K, which is their unique secret essential nourishing formula that nourishes minds, bodies, and dreams of growing champions like you, and of course the whole family. Cowbell has something for everyone, and they come in coffee, strawberry, choco, banana, mocha, and of course coconut flavors. Enjoy the finest taste in milk. Cowbell, like we always say, is our milk. The Christian Service University College is also a proud sponsor of the 2024 edition of the Love FM PEP Student High School Debate. Now, they are admitting students for the 2024-2025 academic year. Undergraduate and master's programs are offered at CSU with morning, evening, and weekend schedules for all students. CSU offers half scholarship for prospective students with an aggregate of 6 to 15. You can find them here at Kumasi Santasi at the Star Junction. Now, for those of you who've been here before, earlier we would have said the CSUC, that is the Christian Service University College. Now they've attained their full-fledged university status, so they are the Christian Service University, thereby CSU. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see these two fine ladies, one to my right and one to my left, they're not here to arrest me. They're here to share some more information with you. Let's start off with Patricia.
Sure, David, thank you so much. And we'd also like to say thank you to the Sea Travel Consult, who are organizing another captivating, unforgettable, fun, and adventurous experience in Kenya and Dubai. The date is from July 14th to July 21st, 2024. Now, the tour package includes a UAE visa, a return ticket, accommodation, and meals. Now, tax-inclusive tours for couples go for a cool $1,650 US and $1,850 USD for singles. Now, call your family, friends, and loved ones and book a seat today. We are the only travel agency that gives you personalized services for study abroad programs, visa assistance, travel insurance, business conferences, and vacations. The Sea Travel Consult, we say this is life.
We'd also like to say a very big thank you to Naki Publications. If you're looking for the best creative arts, religious, and moral education books for your primary and junior high school students, Naki Publications is your best bet. We also have the Naki Nugget series, which is user-friendly and self-explanatory, especially when it arranges topics, pictures, tools, and materials for your little ones. You can locate Naki Publications at Achima Book Road. Naki Publications, trusted by educators, loved by students, and approved by NACA.
We are also supported by Otua Sekai Royal Bank. The bank is floating shares for just 50 pesos per share, and with a minimum of 100 shares, that is 50 Ghana cedis, you get to be part of the winning Otua Sekai family. Our shares yield very high results, and so you need to get yours today. Otua Sekai also operates current, savings, Susu fixed deposits, and infant account. You can come to us for your fast track, funeral, group, import, and agricultural loans with affordable interest rate. Locate us at Kofiase Mampong, Ejira, Sepe, Abofo, Macro, and Kenkenso, and also Dr. Mensah.
We say thank you also to Ultimate Land Hub Company Limited. Ultimate Land Hub offers litigation-free lands in highly sought-after locations like Shire Hills, Eastern Quarry, Pram Central University, and Dodowa Forest Hotel, which is about 5 to 10 minutes drive from the main road. We also offer property management, genuine land registration, brokerage, property development, and flexible payment plans.
Of course, after getting your land from Ultimate Land Hub, you might want to put up a building. And when you want quality materials for that building, I'm recommending that you go to Dunamis Plus because they are providing schools, churches, homes, hospitals, and other institutions with PVC interior and exterior security doors, waterproof doors, bulletproof doors, and fireproof doors that can withstand fire for up to 2 hours. Build and enchant your most cherished spaces with our quality, customized, beautiful, and original furniture coming all the way from Turkey. Dunamis Plus, we say we give you real value for money.
Flora Tissues has been really supportive, and they provide your homes, our homes, schools, offices, and cars with a hygienic, absorbent, and affordable option to clean dirt, sweat, makeup, or even mucus. Flora disposable 3-ply handkerchiefs, toilet rolls, multi-purpose towels, table napkins, and box tissues come Flora Joy, Flora Smile, Flora Giant, and Flora Kids. You can get Flora tissues from any shop near you or even in traffic. Flora Tissues, thank you for making us number one.
NGIS is also here to support us. That's the New Generation Investment Services, offering us managing investment, assisting with our pension planning, and also managing our Tier 2 and Tier 3 pensions. Secure your future today with our Industrial Mutual Fund, NGIS Money Market Fund, and also private funds. Talk to our seasoned advisors today about your investment goals and aspirations. The Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, have all licensed NGIS, and so you know you're doing good business with them. NGIS, we say, achieving excellent results on your investments.
For all sweet tooths, we say a very big thank you to Top Choco. There's nothing tastier than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. Our Top Choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink is a delicious chocolate drink that combines the great taste, vitamins, and nutrients of Ghana's finest cocoa, milk, and sugar. All you need to do is just add hot water. You need to try our Top Choco Choco Cup, which is a crowd pleaser, and Top Choco is available in a shop near you. Top Choco, we say pure chocolate bliss. It's chocolati.
And this Father's Day, I am personally taking David Akwete to the Rab Haven. Please clap for me. I am going to pay everything when it comes to his personal care. And I'm doing that because I'm going to enjoy a huge discount at the Rab Haven. Now, the Rab Haven, what we do there is that we give you massage, we treat you to sauna, detox, skin tag removal, teeth whitening, eyebrow trimming, manicure, pedicure, body waxing, everything, okay? That is what we do at the Rab Haven. We work from Tuesdays to Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We do same from Sunday, midday to 7 p.m. And so it's not just David. Please, if you have any special male figure in your life, from now to the 16th of June 2024, take that person to the Rab Haven. They say, just give them an hour and they will pamper you. David, I'm sure you are ready for me.
Yes, indeed, I am.
Thank you so much. So I'll be taking you to the Rab
And
Haven,
you're very much aware that this contest is ending in July.
I know.
Father's Day is on the 16th of June.
Definitely.
If my nails are still looking like this after the 16th, it means she didn't keep up her promise, all right?
I will do it.
I've already said thank you. I've already said thank you to her. You've already put your hands together for her already. Clap for her one more time.
Okay,
yeah.
David. So we'll be back with more.
Thank you very much. Those are beautiful, amazing, awesome ladies from Love 99.5, Becca, and of course, Patricia. They'll be back with more in a bit. Ahima. Oh, child, I'm not feeling the vibe. Don't do this to me, please. Ahima. Ahima. All right, I hear you. Venato. Venato. I won't say what I said before because now we're on radio. Ladies and gentlemen, at just a contest, we need to have a panel of judges. Judges who will be listening attentively to the debaters, will be jotting down notes and scoring them based on their delivery. For information, we have 3 judges who are already seated, and they will be listening attentively to the debaters who in a bit will be mounting the podium and will be grabbing the microphone and will start to debate. Today, we have a new judge, one new judge amongst us. Let me tell you about him. Well, his name is Dr. K. Safo Edu. Now, he's a senior lecturer with more than 3 decades of teaching experience, including over 2 decades of teaching English in both second cycle and tertiary institutions. A resourceful and passionate teacher dedicated to mentoring students to be intellectually sensitive to the role of education in self and national development. His commitment includes students with linguistic dexterity. They need to maximize their academic potentials and gain confidence as effective communicators in academia and on the job market, where English is an indispensable communication tool. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. K. Safo Edu. Before I say, you say, Mama Lou. I like the bass in there. Mama Lou. Let me tell you who Mama Lou is. So her name, actually her real name is Dr. Lucy Bonku. Now she's a senior lecturer with the Department of Liberal Studies, Kumasi Technical University, that is the KSTU. She's taught for less than over 30 years in literature and English language and in communication skills. She's here this afternoon as one of our judges. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mama Lou, Dr. Lucy Bonku. And to be honest and sincere, God alone knows how patiently I've waited to introduce this next gentleman. He has been with us for like 4 years. This is the 5th year. And the empiricism, I haven't said so far. Yes, so the empiricism man is here. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Dr. Peter Arthur. He's a former head Department of English, former head Department of Language and Communications, KUN UST. He's here this afternoon as our lead judge. The empiricism man, put your hands together for Dr. Peter Arthur. And for those of you who have been following us on television, on Joy Learning and Joy Prime over the years, listening to us on radio, you know that when I mention his name or when I mention the name of a lead judge, the lead judge takes the microphone and addresses us. His task, or her task, depending on who the person is to give you all the necessary information, all the ammunitions, all that you need to know about the, rules of engagement. This afternoon, the lead judge is here. Dr. Peter Arthur, please take the floor.
Thank you, David. And indeed, as we move on, we are going to deconstruct the empirical constitution of whatever we are going to do. All right, so I'm going straight to what we are supposed to be doing as judges. And normally, when it comes to an exercise like this, you look at somebody speaking and it becomes something mysterious. But our job is to break it down, because the judges see what you are saying as a text. And if it is a text, then we have the compositional and the dispositional. The compositional has got to do with the artistic arrangement of ideas, and then the dispositional has got to do with the logical arrangement of ideas. And these are the two main things that we're going to deal with. So I'm going to break it down. So when we break it down, we have organization and clarity, arguments and development, effective use of rebuttal, presentation style, and role as a particular debater. So with organization, you have the vertical order and then horizontal order. With the vertical order, you are supposed to give us a good introduction, good development, and good conclusion. Then when it comes to the horizontal order, that is where we are looking at how you organize your points in such a way that we can follow you. So we look at transition, connectors, how you use adverbials to indicate the trajectory of your reasoning. Now, what we mean is that you, as a speaker, you should be able to hold our hand and lead us through your brain so that we can follow exactly what you are saying. That is what we call clarity. And then we have 15 for the first speaker, and then 10 marks for the second speaker, and 5 for the summary. Now, when we come to argument and development, we have, that is where the dispositional becomes very relevant, because there you are providing information. So we look at how you raise your point and how you explain your perspective and how you are able to develop your point. And how do you do it? In most cases, you have to prove, and that is where we expect you to furnish us with evidence of whatever that you are trying to say. There too, the first speaker has got 15 marks, the second speaker has got 10 marks, and then the summary is got to be 5 marks. Effective use of rebuttal. Now, you see that somebody can start speaking, and then the moment he starts refuting some points. That's good. We call it preemptive rebuttal. When you do that, you get marks for your organization, but you don't get marks for the rebuttal. Get that right. Good. Rebuttal is rebuttal. So here, we expect you to reason in a logical manner. Ability to point out the person's reasoning disability or reasoning error or whatever. Explain your perspective and prove that what the person said was wrong. And in that manner, we have 10 for both the first speaker and the second speaker, and then 5 for the summary. Then we have the presentational style. Your tone, the tone of the voice, your gestures, body language, level of confidence, enthusiasm, and so on and so forth. Please, no theatricals. That is, don't come and hear. No, we are not doing concert. Okay. So those of you who come and those antics and my co-debater, those things. Be natural and real. This is not a place to be kneeling down to be begging people to do things for you. No. Just be natural. You understand? Good. Then we also have your role as a particular debater. There you have to prove that indeed you are the first speaker, powerful presenter. And then the second speaker is only a supporting speaker. I think I have to take you through the rules. Yes, I have them here. Good. The principal speaker on the affirmative team presents arguments in support of the motion, 10 minutes. The principal speaker on the opposing team presents arguments opposing the resolution, 10 minutes. The second speaker on the affirmative team presents further arguments in support of resolution, identifies areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the opposition speaker, 7 minutes. The second speaker on the opposing team presents further arguments against resolution, identifies further areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the previous affirmative speaker. That's also 7 minutes. The principal speaker on the affirmative team comes with closing statements to their argument without adding any new information, and also the use of opportunity to respond to rebuttals if there is any, 5 minutes. The principal speaker on the opposing team comes with closing statement to their arguments without adding any new information, and also uses the opportunity to respond to the rebuttal if necessary, 5 minutes. There cannot be any interruptions. Speakers must wait for their turns. All principal speakers, either on the affirmative or the opposing team, should raise only 5 points, nothing less. All supporting speakers, either on the affirmative team or the opposing team, should raise only 3 points, nothing less. Speakers should be very audible and ensure clarity in their presentation. Now we have other external rules. He who asserts must prove. In order to establish an assertion, the team must support it with enough facts and evidence. Facts and evidence must be accurate. And then examples or visual materials are permissible. And once introduced, they become available for the opponent's use if desired. Tangible evidence must be tendered in as exhibits for fact support. In rebuttals, the debater rebutting may ask any constructive and clear question that has direct bearing on the point raised. The one rebutting must confine him or herself to questions and not make statements, comments, or ask rhetorical questions. Supporters from both sides are to exercise discipline, not to induce, frustrate, or intimidate debaters in any forms. Failure would attract deduction of marks from their team. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the work that is placed on our shoulder. Thank you.
Listen, that's your lead judge, and I'm sure you can do better with the applause than you're just doing. Dr. Peter Arthur, thank you very much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the competition to begin. I'm sure that some of you who tuned in earlier might have heard what the motion is. And for your information, just in case you just joined us on radio on Love 99.5, on Facebook on Love 99.5, and of course on our various social media handles. The first contest, contest 5 in the third day's edition of the 2024 Love FM High School Debate, put together by Love FM and of course PEP students. The contest will be between St. Hubert's Seminary Senior High School. Venato! Venato! Avenato! All right, so they are here. And of course, it's going to be a battle between ladies and gentlemen. So, Ahima! 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 Okay, that's what you wanted to do. It's all good. So let me go back to the students from St. Hubert Seminary. And before I do that, the rules of engagement as spelled out to us a while ago by our lead judge goes for all the contesting schools partaking in today's competition. He will not come back. So if you're a patron, you're a supporter, you're a debater, I hope that it's sunk in and sunk in very well. At this point in time, he also mentioned that there are time allotted to the various speakers. The principal speaker has 10 minutes, supporting speaker has 5 minutes, then conclusions 5 minutes. So we have an accurate timekeeper here. His name is King Davis. Now, when you have 3 minutes to go on your time, he would alert you by. And if your time is up entirely, the lead judge said, stop debating when you hear this. Please note. Thank you very much. At this point in time, I'll go back to St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School. Please stand. Please stand, St. Hubert. Venato. What? Venato. Venato. Now, I'm sure you know why I've asked you to stand. It's simple. We want to hear you sing for us your school anthem. You know, anthems have some spirit behind them. They have some force, some power behind them. If you sing it well, it energizes, gingers your debaters to come and give up their very, very best. I remember when I was younger and, Azuma Nelson has to go fight and the anthem is being played, I get the goosebumps all over me. So sing it such that your schoolmates will have the goosebumps all over them. Eja Collins, are you ready? He says he is. Are you ready? So if you are on 3, 1, 2, go. All right, so thank you very much. Thank you so much. Venato. Okay, so the debaters are, let me start off with the principal speaker. I like his name. It's Jedediah Che Amponsa Dixon, representing St. Hubert. Show him some love. A round of applause for him. He's ably supported by Tre Michael Gutenberg. He is a supporting speaker. There they are. Make some noise for them. Show them some love. Make some noise. Yeah. Thank you very much. Ahima. Ahima. One more time. Ahima. All right, so please stand as well. You're also standing and you'll be singing for us your school anthem. If you don't mind, you can start clearing your throat. Yeah. I like the smiles on your faces. It tells me that you use Pepsodent indeed. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. You don't have any problems with halitosis. All right, I know. Collins, you good? All right, so they are standing. If you're watching them on television, it's on Joy Prime and, of course, on Joy Learning. If you're watching them on social media, it could be on Facebook or, of course, on YouTube. If you're listening to them, about to listen to them, then you're listening to Love 99.5. Ladies. All right, no gents, yeah. So if you're ready, on 3. 1, 2, go. I see. Put your hands together for yourselves. You sang very, very beautifully. Ahima. 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 Are your debaters ready? So let me see them then. Ruth Adanka, Principal Speaker, and Princess Aponsa, who is a supporting speaker. Well, keep the applause rolling. Encourage them, support them, show them love. Yeah, they're just to mount the stage or the podium and take their seats. And the motion for this contest is distance education is less effective compared to regular education. St. Hubert Seminary, they are for the motion. Kumasi Girls, Kujis, they are against the motion. So we go to St. Hubert and call on their principal speaker, Jedediah Cheyamponsa Dixon, to start the debate. Show them some love one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, our argument is simple. We, for the motion, are not trying to say that distance education is not effective. No, we'll be ungrateful when we say that. However, what we are trying to say is that comparing distance education to regular education, distance education does not and will never stand a chance against regular education in terms of effectiveness. To you, the ever-wise chair, bold and impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, representing St. Hubert Minor Seminary Senior High School, I am Jedediah Cheyamponsa Dixon McAllister, a proud principal speaker, speaking boldly for the motion, which I quote, distance education is less effective as compared to regular education, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed to lay down my salient point in support of my stance, permit me to explain some key terms in the motion. Distance education, according to Simonson 2006, is defined as an institution-based formal education where the learning group is separated and where interactive telecommunication systems are used to connect learners, instructors, and resources. The chair, the house. Regular education, according to K.R. Mangalam University, is referred to as the traditional mode of formal education where students attend classes physically in an institution. This involves the face-to-face interaction between students and instructors. The chair, the house. Less effective is also something that is not successful or efficient. All in all, the chair. What the motion is trying to posit is that the form of education that lacks the face-to-face connection with teachers and instructors, teachers and students, produce less effective results as compared to regular education, which encompasses the face-to-face interaction between instructors and students. The chair, the house. I unequivocally stand to speak for the motion due to the following reasons. Point one, I argue that the motion is supported by research. The chair, the house. Many studies have been conducted on the motion, and it will help put this argument to rest. Ladies and gentlemen, considering how popular distance education has become, I am not shocked that my opponents here are trying to say that distance education is more effective than regular education. However, deep research into distance education and regular education proved that distance education is indeed less effective compared to regular education. For example, in a research published by the International Journal of Multidisciplinary Research and Growth Evaluation in January 2024, distance education students were found to have slightly lower GPAs compared to regular education students, suggesting that enrollment modality may affect academic outcomes. Also, another research conducted in Czech Republic showed that the success rate of full-time regular students is 64% out of 100%, and that of distance education students is only 39% out of 100%. Ebe, the chair, the house, with a huge difference of 25%. How can you tell me, my opponent, that distance education is more effective than regular education? The chair, the house, this and many other researches are one of the reasons why we are saying that distance education is indeed less effective compared to regular education. Point two, I argue on access to educational resources. The chair, the house. One sharp difference between regular education and distance education is the access to educational resources. Ladies and gentlemen, educational resources may sometimes be expensive. Sometimes you may even have the money to buy it, but it may be scarce on the market. And I am going to be that. Yes, we've all experienced one before. The chair, the house. But trust me, these resources are more accessible in regular education than in distance education. Ladies and gentlemen, regular students have more access to school libraries than distance education students. Yes, I repeat, regular students have more access to school libraries than regular distance education students. The chair, the house. For example, in a research conducted by the University of Cape Coast Library, it showed that distance education students even lack the awareness of library usage in their school. Therefore, it limited their access to the libraries in their school. The chair, the house. Other resources such as laboratories and apparatus and even chemicals that are used for experiments are more accessible to regular students than distance education students. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow science students, you just imagine a distance students who want to do back titration online without the required equipment. The chair, the house, how can this happen? A great catastrophe will happen. This gives regular education a huge advantage over distance education and therefore makes distance education less effective as compared to regular education. Point three, I argue that distance education is indeed less effective to regular education because distractions are more of a problem in distance education than in regular education. The chair, the house. One thing that makes distance education less effective as compared to regular education is the distractions that affect students. Panel of judges, because human beings are programmed to be able to attend to two or more things at a time, we are easily distracted by a whole lot of things. One advantage that regular education has over distance education is the ability of regular education being able to control or to cut off these distractions by cutting the students from them. The chair, the house. Distractions such as multitasking, mind wandering, and even using of digital technologies detriment students' learning capacities by impairing their focused attention. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine you studying online, and then immediately a notification pops up with a Chinese woman like this. Hey, additionally, the chair, the house, pononkwa. Other distractions also include going out, running errands, watching of movies, watching live soccer matches, only to mention but a few, and even family issues and household chores. The chair, these take a lot from the attention of students. Ladies and gentlemen, because distance education is not able to control all these distractions as regular education would do, my supporting speaker and I will be indeed on point to say that distance education is indeed less effective compared to regular education. The chair, the house. Point four, we argue that distance education is less effective as compared to regular education because it is mostly not suitable for young learners. Panel of judges. Young learners typically have shorter attention spans and requires frequent breaks and also varied activities to stay engaged. Ladies and gentlemen, which can be very challenging to control in a distance education format. Young learners benefit from diverse teaching methods, including auditory, visual, and kinesthetic learning, which are more effectively integrated into a regular learning format than in distance learning. The chair, the house. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends minimizing screen time for young learners and also emphasizes on the importance of regular education to their social and emotional development. The chair, the house. Another research conducted by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development indicates that young students indeed benefit from regular education than distance education. The chair, the house. Regular education also involves the manipulation of physical objects such as building of blocks, writing, and even drawing, which are essential for building the motor skills and the cognitive skills in these young learners. The chair, the house. This is why I say that distance education is indeed less effective compared to regular education. Point 5, I argue that electricity and internet problems affect distance education far more than regular education. Panel of judges, it is the revolution in technology that has made distance education as vibrant as it is today. The chair, the house. However, one thing that gives regular education an upper hand over distance education is that distance education is at the mercy of electricity and internet. This is because the main instruments that are used for digital education or distance learning are computers, tablets, and mobile phones. The fact that these gadgets rely on internet and electricity makes distance education indeed less effective compared to regular education. This is because, believe you me, there are still some communities in Ghana that lack access to electricity. And also, even for those who have, they are faced with intermittent power supply, aka doomso. The chair, the house. According to Statista, as of 2020, the people, 4.3 million people, could not access electricity. The chair, 4.3 million people. So with these people not gaining access to electricity, how can you tell me that distance education is more effective than regular education that requires less electricity and internet to operate? Ladies and gentlemen, for the case of internet, the least said, the better. However, some online courses require students to stay online for some particular time of the day so that they can receive lectures along with their classmates elsewhere in a virtual hall classroom. So if you don't have internet, what do you do? But with my dearest friend, regular education, whether rain or shine, whether there's internet or not, whether there's electricity or not, classes can still go on. This is why I say that regular education is more effective than distance education. The chair, the house. I would like to conclude by saying that it is because of the less effectiveness of distance education that even in distance education courses available, training institutions still make face-to-face session an integral part of the program. Where then lies the argument of my opponents? The chair, the house. It is with this and many others that I would like to call upon all and sundry to indeed rally behind us as we affirm the motion, quote, distance education is less effective compared to regular education, unquote. The chair, the house. Thank you.
The Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles, begins with a step, reminds us that education is a lifelong journey, not a destination. And what better way than to embark on this journey than with the flexibility and accessibility of distance education? Madam Chairperson, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. My name is Ruth Adanka Apegwene Anyengamba Victoria, and I'm proud to represent the land of Ahima, Kumasi Girls Senior High School, as the principal speaker against the motion, quote and unquote, distance education is less effective compared to regular education. Before I proceed, permit me to illuminate, elucidate, and explain some key terms in the motion. According to Meta AI, regular education is a mode of learning where students are physically present in a traditional classroom setting. Distance education is a mode of learning where students are not physically present in a traditional classroom learning. Effective means producing an intended result, and less means a smaller amount or a smaller degree. Madam Chairperson, distance education is not in competition with traditional education, but rather it is a complement to it. Thus, my opponent's criticism about distance education is highly unfounded. As the Indian proverb goes, the world is like a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. And from the body chemistry of my opponent, I can say they have read only one page. Today, I will demonstrate how distance education has not only caught up with regular education, but has surpassed its many aspects. Let us explore the evidence and discover why distance education is not a compromise on quality, but rather a bold step towards a brighter future for all. Firstly, distance education is cost-effective. Many institutions provide high-quality distance education learning programs at a fraction of the cost of traditional on-campus programs. Universities like Jackson University College, KNUST, UCC, Harvard University, and Oxford University all offer distance education. Now, to my opponents, if distance education was not as effective as regular education, do you think these universities would have offered them? The answer is a big no. This mode of learning reduces the cost associated with accommodation, transportation, and textbooks as compared to regular education. In 2019, a study by the National Center for Education Statistics stated that students who offered online courses performed just as those who offered regular courses. Secondly, distance education facilitates collaborative learning. Madam Chairperson, it would interest you to know that studies have proven that students who have online courses can connect to lecturers and peers around the world, promoting diverse perspectives. This global interaction enriches their educational experiences and prepares them for working in an increasingly interconnected world. Furthermore, distance education uses advanced technology in lesson delivery. Technologies like interactive simulations, virtual labs, and artificial intelligence, which are essential tools in distance education, have significantly improved learning outcomes. There is no doubt that regular education also uses these technologies in teaching, but when compared to distance education uses more advanced technologies. Also, prospective students can select from a variety of courses inside or outside the country as compared to regular education. In regular, one would typically study a specific subject in order to attain a degree, but distance education has provided a plethora of relevant life and career-oriented based courses. This one is not determined based on the student's need, but distance learning enables the learner to choose from a variety of subjects. Lastly, distance education is devoid of distraction, which is present in regular education. Distraction in regular education is a common issue that affects students' ability to focus and study effectively. For example, noisy classrooms, uncomfortable seatings, poor lighting, extreme temperatures, marking of registers during lesson hours, and deplorable classrooms. My opponents, is this your very definition of effective? In conclusion, Madam Chair, the jury, ladies and gentlemen, the arguments advanced demonstrate that effectiveness of distance education is providing equal or even better learning outcomes than traditional education. Madam Chair, I humbly submit and call on the House to reject the motion, as distance education has caught up with regular education and it has surpassed its many aspects. Thank you.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, this random quote keeps ringing in my head, and I quote, "You can never convince a cow that meat is more appetizing than grass," unquote. My beautiful ladies, in that same way, you cannot convince myself nor the entire House that distance education is more effective as compared to regular education. To you, the ever-wise chair, bold and impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, colleague debaters, ladies and gentlemen, representing St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School, I am Kirkpatrick Michael Tre, Gattenberg, Texas, an eloquent supporting speaker, speaking for the motion, quote, "Distance education is less effective as compared to regular education," unquote. The chair, the House.
For clear argument and development, I would like to add up to the tangible points raised by my principal speaker. Point 6, we argue that not all courses can be done by distance education. Ladies and gentlemen, distance education is less effective as compared to regular education because not all courses can be done by distance education. Panel of judges, let us not forget for a minute that the practical nature of some courses is such that they require the total presence of students in the classroom. For example, laboratory courses, clinical courses, arts and design courses, and automotive courses are such that they are more practical than theoretical. I don't know, but I'm asking. Can we train a pilot by distance education? Oh, come on. Can we train an engineer by distance education? It will never work unless, of course, we are ready to take photographs of our faulty vehicles, send them to the mechanics for them to repair it online for us, which is far beyond the realms of impossibility. My opponents, let us all put our ultimate agenda of winning this contest on the hot for now and be truthful for once. The chair, permit me to conduct this small classroom assessment. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is anybody in this auditorium who can gather much testicular fortitude and lie down for a so-called surgeon who learned how to perform a surgery online using MTS Midnight Bundle to perform a surgery on him, should raise his hand and let me see. My opponents, take a look. Interest in the house. Let me continue. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we can learn a great lesson from the great Confucius who said, and I quote, I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand, unquote. Therefore, if unlike the regular education, distance education is less effective in teaching all these courses, then my opponents, am I wrong if I say that distance education is less effective compared to regular education? Of course, no. The chair, the house. Our 7th point is that distance education is associated with limited social interaction. Panel of judges, let us be reminded that education is not just about teachers feeding students with information. In fact, the outside classroom activities can never be overgeneralized. For example, extracurricular activities such as sports, entertainment, church service, cadets, debates, and even dining hall experiences come with immense benefits that's shaping the products of education to fit in the world outside school. I will not take you far. A typical example is how Love FM, in collaboration with Christian Service University, Bigo Drinks, and other sponsors have given myself, my principal speaker, my ungrateful opponents, and other students out there this golden opportunity to master the art of public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, look at me speaking now. Are you not enjoying me? My opponents, are you not wild? Of course you are. The chair, the house, all these are the benefits that help students to overcome inferiority complex and also build assertiveness. But since distance education does not provide students with all these, then it is very much true to say that distance education is less effective as compared to regular education. The chair, the house, our final point is that regular education ensures the quality of instruction through face-to-face engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all students, and you will agree with me that learning under the physical tutelage of our teachers is highly refreshing and much more relaxing. The direct face-to-face contact with our teachers enhances immediate feedback, real-time clarification of doubt, and richer communications, which enhances understanding and retention of materials. On the contrary, communications in distance education is highly asynchronous. Yes, I say asynchronous in the sense that there is a great gap between the teacher and the student, making it very difficult for students to clear their doubts. In consequence, regular education promotes collaborative learning where weaker or less active students are being helped out by their peers. Therefore, these particular weak or less active students feel that their problems, their challenges, and their endeavors are not far from solution since they tend to feel at home. This is what distance education cannot give us, and the university graduates here will attest to that. The chair, the house, at this juncture, I would like to rebut some fallacious assertions made by my opponents. The chair, my opponents argue that distance education is cost-effective. But the chair, from a study by Phillips, we found that the potential cost effectiveness of using online technologies in distance education is still uncertain. So the chair, this is a study that is telling us that the total cost of studying online is still uncertain. That means that we do not know whether it is less or more. So how dare my opponents say that learning online is very less, it's less effective, it's less costly? The chair, do they know the price of data? Nowadays, you can buy about 5 cedis data, and 3 seconds later, MTN will send you notification. Dear customer, you have used 50% of your allocated data. Within just 3 seconds, you claim this cost effectiveness. Excuse us. The chair of the house. My opponents also argue that digital technology uses advanced technology. But the chair, this is a classic fallacy. Ladies and gentlemen, research has proven that students learn a lot from printed books and magazines than they do from e-books. I have a friend in school who always complains to me that even when the teacher stands in front of him to teach him, he doesn't understand. How much more when this particular friend of mine studies online with all the distractions, notification popping from WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and as my principal speaker said, a Chinese woman with leg open like this particular friend of mine, will he be able to learn? Of course, no. Where lies your argument? The chair, the house. Before I resume my seat, I would like to leave my opponents with just an advice. That is, Ahema, do not gamble with your royalty just because of a contest you are not even winning. The chair, the house. I would like to resume my seat. The line has been drawn. My assertions are clear. Thank you.
In the words of Dr. Sanjara Mishra, distance education is not a second best option, but a first choice option to many learners who want to access quality education at their own pace and convenience. The chair, impartial jury, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed, good day. I am Princess Amponsa, the supporting speaker for Kumasi Girls Senior High School against the motion at hand, quote, distance education is less effective compared to regular education, unquote. The chair, what this motion falsely preaches is that studying online through one's own place of convenience is less effective compared to studying in the classroom vis-a-vis the teacher. However, I emphatically state that distance education is well able to teach students with the necessary knowledge, skills, and etc. in order for them to attain their future endeavors. Impartial juries, I would not even exert all my energy to enlighten my opponents on the stories of important personalities like Nelson Mandela and Venus Williams, who through distance education successfully attained their careers. First of all, the chair of the house, distance education is very effective because it facilitates personalization and adaptability. This is to say that under distance education, tuition packages can be tailored to suit one's own personal interest and one's own situation. For instance, students get to time themselves and even choose when and where to study. For this reason, ladies and gentlemen, let us consider this scenario. Imagine that two regular students, Kofi and Ama, sitting in the same classroom. They have a specific timetable that appoints all their math lessons in the mornings. However, Kofi, although finding himself better learning mathematics in the morning, it's not the same as Ama, who finds herself learning mathematics best in the afternoon. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that the mathematics lessons will be as effective for Ama as it is for Kofi? No. Ladies and gentlemen, another fascinating advantage that personalization and adaptability to studies grants to students is that they can access study materials at their own pace. This is to say that students under distance education are able to review study materials over and over again. Even this can be practically proven here. Ladies and gentlemen, if I say Pepsodent, what is the popular response? Or if I say Carbel, how will you respond to this? Definitely, you already know the response. Why do you think we are able to do all these? This is because through various commercials, we have heard them over and over again. Evidence from cognitive psychology and neuroscientists supports the idea that repetition enhances learning. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I am saying that distance education is quite effective, even over regular education. The chair, the house. Secondly, distance education is quite effective because it is flexible and accessible. A study by K.L. Mangala World School proves that out of the 8 types of factors that affect the learning process, one of them is teaching and learning methods. Impartial jury, since formal education and the distance education is quite flexible, students are able to access any of its diverse course formats. These diverse course formats may include synchronous courses, where students get to meet instructors through video conferencing tools, and other courses like hybrid courses, where students get to go on campus to access the library facilities and other facilities. I did hear my opponents saying that students do not have opportunity to all these things. Then my opponents, listen to this point of mine, because hybrid courses enable students to get access to laboratories and even workshops organized under distance education. Last but not the least, the chair of the house, the effectiveness of distance education can on no grounds be ineffective, because assessment is part and parcel of distance education. Assessments are so important that StudyCo calls it a key component of learning. Ladies and gentlemen, I am aware that a school of thought will definitely claim that since distance students are able to learn from their own place of convenience, assessments are quite ineffective because they are prone to cheating. However, ladies and gentlemen, if I may ask, are examinations conducted under regular education totally free from cheating? No wonder even the prestigious KNUST relies on online examinations to test their first year students in algebra and com skills. On the whole, the chair, the house, I would like to conclude with a quote from Desmond Keegan, which says, "Scholars will soon be instructed through the eyes." It is possible to teach every branch of human knowledge with motion pictures. Our school system will be completely changed in the next 10 years. Thank you for your audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, my second coming here is not to beautifully cascade and articulate words, to vainlessly confuse the house as my opponents did. No, but I am here to give a compressed edition of our arguments. At the end of the debate, we said distance education is less effective compared to regular education because, point 1, the motion is supported by data. 2, access to educational resources. 3, distractions are more of a problem in distance education than in regular education. 4, it is mostly not suitable for young learners. 5, electricity and internet problems affect distance education far more than regular education. 6, not all courses can be done by distance learning. 7, distance education is associated with limited social interactions. And then 8, regular education ensures quality of instructions through face-to-face engagement. Fellow Sahusians, I am very much disappointed in you. Why didn't you tell my opponent that there's no majestic workings of the prey that can convince we the hunters from not killing it? The chair, the house, rebut house. My opponent said that distance education has increased connectivity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed true that it has increased connectivity. I accept that. But a very key term in the motion is the word effective. So ask yourself, how effective is the connectivity? How effective is it? My opponent, please come and answer for me. The chair, the house. My opponent seems tense. Please drink that big one on your table. It will refresh you. The chair, point 2. The chair, the house. My opponent also said that, and I quote here, what this motion falsely preaches is that distance education is less beneficial than regular education. I repeat, my opponent, she said, and I quote, what this motion falsely preaches is that distance education is less beneficial than regular education. Unquote. The chair, the house, they have completely rebutted themselves. So they don't even know their stance. How can the house rally behind them? See, send friendly, kwaya. So rally behind us as we indeed say that distance education is less effective compared to regular education. The chair, the house, they also said that distance education provides equal opportunities for all. Maybe they didn't hear me well. The chair, the house. In my fifth point, I talked about electricity. And I said that Statista has proved that as at 2020, 4.39 million people could not have access to electricity. So how are you telling me, and how equal is this opportunity? And also, for the communities that have electricity, they are even faced with intermittent power supply. That is doomsday, as already said. So it is not providing equal opportunities for all. Ladies and gentlemen, they also said that with distance education, students study at their own pace. Ladies and gentlemen, as their motto goes, Semper Fidelis, that is the always faithful, no crime. If they will speak the truth, if a teacher even is standing in front of you, you will be fully, and we will be doing a whole lot of things. How much more a teacher is not standing in front of you, with you having a phone in your hand? Can you tell me that you concentrate? How can you study with at your own pace? The chair, the house, it is very dangerous. As I said, the chair, the house. They also talked about convenience, that you can sit at your place of convenience and study through distance education. The chair, the house. Yes, that is true. But how convenient is distance education? Because you will be there, maybe for me, during the COVID era, when we were doing e-learning. I will be there listening to lessons, and then my mother will call, Nana Chay, go and buy salt for me. They chair the house with all these errands, running helter-skelter, a friend visiting you, and there, what have you. How can you tell me that this is a place of convenience? No, it is not convenience. So this is a classic fallacy. The chair, the house. I would like to conclude by leaving the house with a quote from W.E.B. Du Bois, which goes, and I quote, "Education must not simply teach work, it must teach life." Unquote. The chair, the house. Going through the walls of traditional education teaches us the ideals of life, such as collaboration, communication, discipline, socialization, teamwork, only to mention but a few, which distance education lacks. The chair, the house. So even from the great educationist, he's trying to say that distance education is not even a form of education because it does not teach life. And we are considering distance education as a form of education, but being less effective. You don't want that. The chair, the house. It is with this and many others that I would like to call upon all and sundry to rally behind us as we again affirm the motion. Quote, distance education is less effective as compared to regular education. The chair, the house. I bow.
The chair, the points my subordinate speaker and I raised are: 1, distance education is cost effective. 2, distance education facilitates collaborative learning. 3, distance education uses advanced technologies in lesson delivery. 4, prospective students can select from a variety of courses. 5, distance education is devoid of distraction. 6, assessments are part of distance education. 7, distance education is flexible and accessible. 8, facilitates personalization and adaptability. Please, my opponents, I did not state connectivity in my points. So next time when you are debating, listen clearly to what your opponent is saying. I said that distance education enriches educational experiences which prepare students for working in an increasingly interconnected world. I never stated connectivity. Note that. Again, my opponent, you limited the motion to only Ghana, stating that there is doomsday in Ghana. Let me ask you, is there doomsday in America? Is there doomsday in UK? Is there doomsday in Canada? No. The motion did not limit it to Ghana. So next time, please do your research as well. My third rebuttal, during the COVID-19 period, you mean to tell me the both of you never watched GLTV, never watched Joy Learning TV, because you just said that distance education is not even a form of education, which means KNUST, UCC, Harvard University, Oxford University, whatsoever they are giving to students who offer distance education. It's not education, so they can't work even if they have a certificate. That is what you are trying to tell me. And please, my opponents, technology has improved so much that I'm not saying that you can do surgery online. That is not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that students who offer medicine can also do distance education, but at the same time, have a degree to become medical doctors, have a degree to become teachers, have degrees to become each and every career profession they want. And you also stated that distance education does not provide students with a variety of courses. There are so many courses. There are so many courses in Ghana here that we do not offer, that America offers, UK offers, Harvard University offers, Oxford University offers. If I am a Ghanaian student and I want to learn a course that is not learned in Ghana, but I have no visa, no passport to travel outside the country, do you mean to tell me distance education cannot help me? Now, let me tell you this. Saramita means I love you in Korean. If it wasn't for distance education, do you think I would have been able to learn this? Costas bien means how are you in Spanish. Do you think if not for distance education, I would have been able to learn it? No, because HSS schools do not teach these subjects. We are only taught subjects that will help us. We are not even asked if this subject is going to help you. For instance, Kumasi girls, as a science student, you are eligible to learn biology, physics, chemistry, e-maths. Meanwhile, I am a student who wants to learn elective ICT. Do you think distance education cannot help me in this? My opponent, you have totally deviated from the point. Next time when you are coming, don't claim yourself as hunters, but claim yourself as cowards. With this, I end my submission. Thank you.
Listen, I have one simple question. Are you feeling the heat? Are you feeling the heat? What? Listen, I have enjoyed my afternoon. Show them some love. Put your hands together for them. This is debate. I'm only hoping and praying. Oh, sit down, don't go yet. I'm only hoping and praying that after the debate, you'll still be friends, yes? Huh? You'll still be friends, won't you? Please. Listen. Ahima. 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 Venato. 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 Listen, if the camera is capturing them, they're seated together. Oh. So I'm wondering what was going on in their minds when the ladies were debating, and then you guys from St. Hubert were sitting to their right, yeah? And then when your students were debating to your left, or to your right actually, they were also sitting by your side. Charles is being a very healthy, beautiful exercise. One more time, a round of applause for our debaters so far. Jedediah Che Yamponsa Dixon, Principal Speaker for St. Hubert, supported by Tre Michael Gutenberg. And of course, two Kumasi girls of Kujis, Ruth Adanka and Princess Amponsa. Listen, one more time, a round of applause for all of them. But we're not the only ones enjoying this. There are many more enjoying this contest on television, on Joy Learning, of course on television, on Joy Prime, as well as social media, and to be exact and precise, on YouTube, most especially on Facebook. And they have gotten interactive. They are dropping messages. You want to hear what they're saying? You want to hear what they're saying on Facebook? I don't feel you. Do you want to hear what they're saying? Then this lady has all that answer for you. Put your hands together for Becca. Becca, over
David,
to you.
The pressure is getting worse. The pressure is getting worse, and the heat is heating. All right, so we have Kobe coded saying, Kobe says, Alaya KG, more heat, we day your back. Nana Ikuya Ejapuma says, may the best school win. The heat is too much. Atika Jamandu says, such a nice anthem. Okay, Brakofi Richmond also says, heat. Kobe coded says, Kuhis has already won. Nevertheless, we won't underestimate 80 school. Eshiako Shadrach says, more heat. Alaya KG, all my Kuhis guys, day your back. Atika says, whose greetings from Owas to you guys. We day your back, our brothers and neighbors too. Marshall Asante says, Kumasi girls all the way. The submission from their principal speaker was well articulated. Opoku Jeffrey says, I am Jeffrey, a candidate at the Noble Institution, Kumasi High School, and I wish my school more luck. Heat High School. It is a done deal. Alaya KG, we love you girls so much. Shout outs to Sandra Opoku from KG. She's in the auditorium wearing spectacles. Where is she? Sandra from KG. Where is she? Sandra, hands up. Okay, so that's your shout out from Opoku Jeffrey. That's yours. Okay, so I think that's just about it. It's getting worse, and I think there's more for the next contest, and I'll be reading that shortly. David, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Becca. And at this point in time, I'd like to say a big thank you to all our sponsors. Our main sponsor, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Jackson University College, Bigo, Cowbell, and Christian Service University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the very first contest for today. It is contest 5 in day 3 of the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate. We are done for now, and Patricia, who's at the foyer, is going to take it away from me. Patricia, over to you.
Sure, David. We're still here, and we are picking reactions from the students of the schools that just finished their competition. That's Seminary and Kumasi girls. The ladies and gentlemen have been telling me something amazing, and they just want them to share it with the rest of the world. I'm just going to go to the Kumasi girls, ladies first. And sweetheart, you told me that you want St. Hubert to win, or I did not hear you well.
You didn't.
Okay, so tell me the truth.
My girls did very well today. They performed so well, and then we are taking it home.
And what's your name, please?
Maureen Jane.
Maureen, so how would you also even rate the performance of your colleagues back on stage?
I'll give them a 9 out of 10 because we don't want to beat the boys so much.
Interesting. Now let me speak to this beautiful lady. Join me, Teresa, right? Yes, that's what I see in your shirt. You are live on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, Love 99.5 FM. You should rate the performance of the boys. I want you to give them a fair assessment.
Let me say 0.99.8. Yes.
That's how much you're giving them?
Yes, please.
Why?
They did well, but they are not up to what we got. Yeah.
Interesting. And what would you also say to your ladies?
Tell my ladies we are really taking the trophy to our school. Yes, we are turning everything down. Then we are taking everything to Kumasi girls. That's Georgia. To the whole we are saying.
Interesting. But tell us your name, please.
Okay, I'm beginner surgeon. I'm Victoria. Yes.
Okay, all right. So, Victoria, there, let me move to St. Hubert and also pick their reactions. You're live on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and Love 99.5 FM. You've heard what the ladies have said. Do you want to rebut, like you guys put it?
Oh, yes. My boys did very well, and we are taking it. They did fabulous. They were amazing. So, we just won. We've won. We are just waiting for the declaration of the results.
And your name?
BC, BISSI.
Okay, so that's BC Juniors and this gentleman here. Come, let's have this conversation. And what do you also want to give in terms of rating? So from 0 to 10, how would you rate the performance of Kumasi girls?
0.001%.
Why?
Because they are subordinate speaker. Like, I don't want to say a lot, but she filled as the role of a particular debater. She was supposed to come and rebut her point. She didn't. She just came and presented and left. So that, I would say, is a failure for them.
I see. So I'm sure our judges will have that Herculean or audience task to rate the performances of these two schools, and at the end of the day, we'll know which one of them will progress to the main stage of the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate happening here at the Christian Service University. In case you just joined us, we're doing this in collaboration with the GES, the ARSRC, CHAS, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and the Christian Service University. We are live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, as well as on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and on Facebook, as well as YouTube. The hashtag is LUVFMHSD. My name is Patricia Mabons. We'll be going for a quick break. When we're back, we'll take the competition between Our Lady of Grace Senior High School and Kumasi High. Thank you very much. We'll be back with more here.
Even had the guts to tell the president that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online, and on TV. Which school are you rooting for? And which side do you represent? For or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti, and CHAS.
Yeah,
So the house, my opponents are here solely blaming chiefs, while these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them, therefore they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president Nana Akufo-Addo Dankwa that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online, and on TV. Which school are you rooting for? And which side do you represent? For or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti, and CHAS.
Oh yeah, my lovely people, welcome to the show. Good afternoon to you once again. My name is Rebecca Swayze-Mara, and I'm here to inform you the 2024 edition of the Love FM High Schools Debate is about to roll. It's about to go down, and it promises to be exceptional this year. 24 schools battling it out for a single trophy. Who gets to end up with the bragging rights? We'll find out. Always keep your dials locked on Love 99.5 FM for more details.
Hello everybody, my name is Patricia Amabonsu, and I'm excited to share with you that the 6th edition of the Love FM High Schools Debate will be hitting your screens very soon. We're going to be live on your radio, Love 99.5 FM, and also on your multi-CV video box. All you need to do is to tune in to Joy Learning or Joy Prime, and you will get to catch every action right here on the Love FM High Schools Debate. We're also going to be live on social media. Search for LUV 99.5 FM with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. Wherever you are, don't go anywhere. It's going to be more fireworks on this year's edition of the Love FM High Schools Debate. See ya!
Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun, and also be educated.
Debate, the 6th edition.
Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun, and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School.
Facebook and YouTube for the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate happening here at the Christian Service University. In case you also just joined us, you are welcome to the show. We are going to have contests right now, and the contest is between Our Lady of Grace Senior High School and one-time champion Kumasi High School. They are going to argue on the motion, national service should not be made mandatory. OLAG is arguing for the motion, and Kumasi High is arguing against the motion. And just as we did for the first competition, let's do same for the second competition and speak to the teachers and the students supporting today's mission. I can speak to them right now if they will join me, and we'll have this conversation. I'm going to start off with Our Lady of Grace. That's the school that is speaking for the motion. I have this very beautiful lady here, and you're live on Joy Prime and Joy Learning, as well as Love 99.5 FM. Share with us your name and what we should expect from OLAG.
My name is Margaret Oforiwa, a patron of Our Lady of Grace Senior High School. We believe that today's contests will be the best yet, and so watch out for us. We took our St. Monica's at the preliminary stage, and we believe that Kumasi High School is next, so they should watch their back.
Okay, let me speak to this beautiful lady also here with you. And what do you also want to add?
My name is Reina Sena Achipi Abla Mona Lisa Daniel, and I am a proud student of Our Lady of Grace Senior High School. So far, we have been blessed to make it this far, and we are dubbed with eloquence and intelligence. And by the time we end our presentation, your fingers will be sore from snapping so hard. We are here to show you what we are made of. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Olag. Let me move to Kumasi High School, and I have this gentleman here, your name and what we should expect from your school.
I'm Baba Hudu Ibrahim, Kumasi High School trainer. Winners don't talk much because we've won before, as you stated in your intro. And we look forward to repeating that same feat this year. So we are already winners. OLAG, yes, they can give us a contest, but they can't outsmart Kumasi High School.
Okay, they can't outsmart Kumasi High School. Let me speak to this handsome gentleman too. I see there's Clifford written on your shirt. Is that your real name?
Yeah, I'm Ohini John Clifford. And over the years, Kumasi High School has been attaining feats and achievements. And today's victory isn't going to be something really surprising. Yes, last 2 years, we won that edition of Love FM High School Debate. Last year, we couldn't, the reasons best known to God, but this year, we are coming back tougher and stronger. My dear, after the contest, see me for my band to brag of that you contested with Kumasi High School. Thank you.
Well, it looks like it's going to be showdown right here at the Christian Service University, but we'll be going to the auditorium very soon. If you just joined us, know that we're doing this in collaboration with the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, the Ghana Education Service, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and also the Christian Service University. We're going over to David Akwete now for him to continue the show. My name is Patricia Bosu. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautifully done. Put your hands together for Patricia Amabosu. And trust me, one of the segments that I like about the Love FM High School Debate is about the fact that when she gets to engage with the patrons and, some fellow students from the various schools that are competing, things they say, is all I'll say right now. Listen, let's show some love. Let's put our hands together. Saying a big thank you to our hosts, the Christian Service University. Now, they've been doing this with us for the past 6 years. Let's also show some very, very big love to our main sponsor, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. Now, every time we eat, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and sometimes foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter comes in a very affordable 175 grams. That is a big pack for the family. 120 grams, they call it the Ejakwak pack. The 65 gram and the 12 gram pack that comes in a sachet. Now, the Ghana Dental Association recommends Pepsodent. Pepsodent allows you to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll-free 0800-161-000. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Smile does a lot of things, so if you have the opportunity, smile. Jackson University College. Now, do you desire to work or study abroad? Are you worried about the best place to receive tuition
for the IELTS in Ghana? Well, then the Jackson Institute of Innovation and Leadership, we call it JIL, is here to help. JIL, in collaboration with the British Council, IELTS, and the IDP, presents a golden opportunity for SHS leavers, university graduates, and professionals to register and study IELTS. Now, their course options include IELTS Academic, IELTS General, and the Life Skills. They have in-person and online class options to enroll today. Enroll now. Now, for your children aged between 5 and 15 who are fluent in French or wish to learn French, JIL has an amazing package for them to study in Quebec, Canada. Now, their rates are very, very affordable. It's an unbeatable rate you can have, and it will help you with all the necessary documentations as well. Now, you have with you your Bigo drinks. I'm sure that you're enjoying your Bigo drinks. Now, everywhere make hot. Trust me. But still man for enjoy. So all the boys in this auditorium, all the girls in this auditorium, mummies and the daddies who are listening to us at home, watching us on television and following us on social media, for that party you want to organize, that funeral that you're putting together, that family day out, and the many other social gatherings that you are putting together, grab your favorite Bigo drink. Bigo comes in cola, grape, orange, coconut, pineapple, apple, lemon, and cocktail flavors. Get a chilled, affordable bottle of Bigo today at any supermarket or in traffic. Bigo is another quality product from Trillium Industrial Company Limited. Bigo, big refreshing moments. I love Bigo, trust me. Just as I love the cowbell milk. Because it contains vitamins A, C, D, and E, as well as K, which is their unique secret essentials. Nutritional formula that nourishes minds, bodies, and dreams of growing champions like yourselves and the whole family. Cowbell has something for everyone, and they come in coffee, strawberry, choco, banana, mocha, and coconut flavors. Enjoy the finest taste in milk. Cowbell indeed is our milk. Now, Christian Service University, where we are seated right now, this beautiful auditorium, is admitting students for the 2024-2025 academic year. Undergraduate and master's programs are offered at CSU with morning, evening, and weekend schedules. Now, for all students, CSU offers half scholarship for prospective students with an aggregate of 6 to 15. And you can find CSU at Star Junction here in Kumasi, Asantase. Adumma. 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 Imrantia. All right. It's now time for us to have the second contest for today. And that contest is going to be between Our Lady of Grace, that is OLAG, and Kumasi High School. The motion for the debate is national service should not be made mandatory. National service should not be made mandatory. King Davis, are you ready? He says yes. Now, you know the drill already. If you have 3 more minutes to go as a principal speaker on your presentation, he will let you by. Even if you're the supporting speaker and you have 7 minutes to do your presentation, when you have 3 more minutes to go, you would hear. But to both debaters, if your time is entirely up, he would alert you by. And the judges have already told you that if you're asked to stop, if you hear the bell ring like that and you don't stop debating, well, there will be some penalties for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to have the contest. The second contest for today. Ladies from Our Ladies of Grace, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen as well, stand, please. Now, remember I'm also asking you, I need to have a few words with you. Adoma. All right, so Collins, are you ready? He says he is. So we've asked you to stand because we want to hear you sing your school anthem. Like I always would say, I want you people to sing it with pride, sing it with joy, sing it with smiles on your faces. Let's get to know that you love your school and you love your school's anthem as well. So if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen from Our Ladies of Grace, 1, 2, go.
Senior high school, we sincerely adore your
Put your hands together for yourselves. You sang beautifully. And I enjoyed it, I must say. That was a school anthem for Our Lady of Grace. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to welcome their debaters to grab or take their seats, grab the microphone, and start debating when we call upon them. So show some love to Salima, Safian, and Agnes Dreya. Salima is the principal speaker. Agnes is the supporting speaker. There they are. Okay. You want to make some noise in addition? Make some noise. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Are you comfortable in your seats? You are, okay. Imrantia. I wish you say Eric because he's also an action man. So please stand. All right, so those are young men from Kumasi High School. High schoolies. They also have an anthem. And in fact, they are one-time winners of the Love FM Pepsident High School debate. And they are here this afternoon to compete against Our Lady of Grace. Collins, are you ready with the anthem? Collins says he is. Are you ready to sing for us your school anthem? They say they are. So on 3, 1, 2, go. Imrantia, you know what I'm going to ask the organizers to do next year, 2025, is I need to be made a judge to judge the best school anthem. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's judge the best school anthem because all the anthems are nice. I love listening to each and every anthem. One more time, Imrantia, put your hands together for yourselves. You also delivered your school anthem very, very well. And keep your hands, clapping. Put your hands together for your debaters. Esben, Ayikade, Winako, and Joshua Ephraim Kwabena. Where are they? There they are. The Imrantia, Kumasi High School. So like I said, the motion for this afternoon's contest, the second contest for the day, is national service should not be made mandatory. Our Lady of Grace, they are for the motion. Kumasi High School are against the motion. Madam Chairperson, can we start? Thank you very much. She's giving her nod. So at this point in time, please put your hands together for the principal speaker for OLAG, Salima Safian, to set the ball rolling.
You cannot force someone to serve and expect the same results as someone who freely serves. The chair at your education panel, man of the pendulum, members of the conside, invited dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. To stand here voluntarily is an honor. To be free to serve my nation is an honor. And to be unforced to show love to my country is an honor stripped away from many. I am Salima Sufian, a candidate of Our Lady of Grace Senior High School, here to uncover, recover, and discover our honor. The motion I stand here to support is, quote and unquote, national service should not be made mandatory. Let's bring all these flying words to ground state, shall we? National, according to the Collins Dictionary, means relating to a whole country or nation rather than a part of it. And service, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, means work done or help provided, especially for the public. Mandatory, according to Oxford Languages Dictionary, means required by law or compulsory. This motion basically seeks to say that the nationwide system in which graduates are deployed to various parts of the nation should not be made compulsory. With all these key points defined, let's take a trip down memory lane. The National Service Initiative was formed in 1972 after the massive brain drain and economic recession following the 1972 coup d'etat. 2,000 students from across universities in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast voluntarily proposed to serve the nation for a period of 1 year in gratitude for the support they received during their education. In September 1973, the National Redemption Council, NRC 208, was formed to initiate the scheme. Moving on, it was later revised and made mandatory to what it is today as the National Service Act 426, 1980. How disheartening it is to think that a voluntary act of service and appreciation has been made mandatory. Oh, Ghana. The scheme had an aim of deploying fresh graduates to sectors that needed human resources in order to continue development. It was laudable as graduates were made to teach different places. But in this day and age, national service personnel are deployed to places while trained teachers sit at home unemployed. This is what makes me move to my first point, saying that national service should not be made mandatory because of the economic difficulties we face throughout its implementation. Our beloved nation, as it stands now, according to a post by Ghana Web, is a country which has over $600 billion worth of debt. A country which, after over 65 years of independence, has places still deprived of development, and a country which was once the beacon of hope, but now a place where only the grace of God can keep you alive. Currently, we are expecting this struggling country to cough up at least 100 million Ghana cedis per month to pay allowances of people who may not even necessarily want to work in certain areas. There's an awful catch to mandating national service, and no one puts it in better words than the lead convener for the Forum of Accountability of the National Service, Mr. Clenam Tamaklu. He said, and I quote and unquote, "They do not auction us like our predecessors, the white colonizers. They have robbed us of our value and put us to work with the promise of an allowance that is close to impossible to survive on. At least the slave masters of old provided slaves with transport and shelter, but not the secretariats. They provide us with nothing but pain and suffering. They sell us for nothing near our worth and refuse to pay us. As of March this year, the secretariat owed over 5 months of arrears to personnel." The chair, August House. How do we expect people whose lives we put on hold for a year to survive if we don't have the funds to provide the necessities for their survival? If we make this mandatory, yes, less people will opt to go into it, but then we'll have less allowances to allot and more funds to put in other areas of necessity. Moving on to my second point, national service should not be made mandatory because the Secretariat almost has no metric system for deploying graduates. Hence, sometimes unqualified graduates are deployed. Though some personnel may have certificates, they may be deployed to places that have no correlation with their courses of study. Basically, this is putting square pegs in round holes. The chair, August House, can we answer the question of what in the world a theater art student is doing in the central bank? Break time entertainment. The motive behind the national service is to ensure that graduates have a feel of the world of work they are heading into. But if we post them to places that have no correlation with their course of study, we are literally just drawing them backwards. Moving on to my third point, the motivation as well as productivity of personnel cannot be guaranteed because of the mandatory nature of this scheme. Let's not forget that this scheme was birthed through the spirit of love and volunteerism, not compulsion. 2,000 graduates, which was a very huge number back then, considering Ghana's literacy rate, volunteered to serve the country. These people were willing to go the extra mile. My dear opponent, can we compare the productivity of a willing heart to that of a compelled one? Your guess is as good as mine. Moving on, it will be an issue of little wonder if they rarely go to work for 5 days a week. The obligatory mindset of this service has imbibed in them to do their work perfunctorily, doing the barest minimum to fulfill their requirements, just to get their certificate and leave. This takes me to my fourth point, which says that national service is just a nurturing ground for corruption. Believe you me, quoting from the National Service Act 428/1980, which states that without NSS, graduates may never get employment in our beloved country unless they use underhand methods. That aside, the mandatory nature of this scheme has put the notion in people's head that if I'll be forced to work, I'd rather work in a place that's comfortable. This leads to majority of NSS personnel paying bribes and engaging in other corrupt activities in order to change their postings or get their preferred place of posting. Let's take this example. My village, Sembele Yiri, is in need of nurses, but because of one or two disadvantages of living in the place, nurses sometimes pay bribes and use other corrupt means to change their postings. What does this do? I'd rather not say. This is what national service teaches us basically. Pay and you work where you want to. Engage in illicit activities with your supervisor, and you may not even have to come to work for 5 days a week in order to get your attendance tick. Because mandatory national service is just a means to an end, which is to gain employment. The words, "I cannot come and kill myself," have become the gloss on the lip of many personnel. The chair, August House. This national service is their introduction into the corporate world. This is what they know: bribery, corruption, illicit activities. We are begging that it is made voluntary. We want willing nurses who will save life regardless of the living places, and teachers who are ready and willing to impart knowledge, whether it is in the classroom, auditorium, or even under a tree. Moving on to my last point, the chair. National service should not be made mandatory because it does raise legal and ethical concerns, particularly in democratic societies like Ghana that really respects the rights and individuals of people. The National Service Scheme Act 428/1980 Clause 1C states, and I quote and unquote, "No one who has not completed, a person who has not completed or commenced their national service shall not be engaged in any form of employment, whether self-employed or otherwise." The chair. This does not add up. This is a blatant blockage of people's destinies. Am I to put my personal business on hold for a year just to participate in a service I am compelled and cajoled into? I doubt. In a country where unemployment is the very bane of our existence, self-employed people who create an avenue for other people to be employed should be our messiahs, but national service is literally barricading and blocking that avenue for us. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCRP, states, and I quote and unquote, "No person shall be required to perform forced or compulsory labor." This, though the 1992 Constitution may fortify national service against being forced labor, is just a facade. I stand on this influential platform to plead some amendments in our Constitution because some laws, acts, and declarations live their purpose. From anything that will infringe the rights of our people. The chair or protocol duly observed. Let's not try to steal uniforms from invisible threats. We dare not stand here and say national service should be abolished. No, we're just saying it should be made voluntary. If I want to, let me. If I don't want to, let me find other means to survive. Reality says it better than 10 pages of evidence could. National service being made mandatory is breaking our country more than it is ever making it. The chair, August House. As Jesus said, and I reiterate, "My peace I leave you, my own peace I give you." I rest my case. Thank you.
According to Act 426 of the 1980 Constitution, all citizens above the age of 18 years graduating from tertiary institutions are mandated to support the developmental efforts of private and public services in Ghana. It has become commonplace in our modern African society for a child to support his parents, and the National Service Scheme is our way as products of the nation to support our motherland. So my opponent, if the government, after years of contemplation, found it necessary to mandate this act, why are you still here arguing against it? The Vice Chair, respected judges, meticulous timekeeper, fellow students, colleague debaters, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Representing Kumasi High School, I am Esben Aikade Wemako, a proud principal speaker, speaking unequivocally against the motion which I parrot, national service should not be made mandatory. But the House, before I proceed with my submission, allow me to decipher some technical terms in the motion to the simplest understanding of all and sundry. 1. National service, according to Wikipedia, is defined as a system of compulsory or voluntary government service. And 2. Mandatory is defined by vocabulary.com as something that is required, obligatory, or compulsory. All in all, the House, the motion simply means that the system of being obligated to serve the nation should be made voluntary, which I completely disagree with. The Chair, our first point against this motion is that national service should be made mandatory because it encourages people to support the effort of nation building. Fellow students, let's cudgel our brains and remember what we learned from social studies, that nation building requires the collective effort and contribution of citizens in order to develop the nation. So the National Service Scheme is a form of students contributing their quota to the nation. National service instills a sense of civic duty in citizens and allows them firsthand to see the impact of their efforts in society, thus reinforcing their commitment to the well-being of the nation. The House. As a result of the ever-increasing brain drain rates in the country, it is possible for a citizen to leave the country without leaving behind any mark of ever supporting his nation. If national service is not mandatory, we will end up with a lot, and I mean a lot of people like this, that have no national belongingness or attachment to their own motherland. My opponents, Ghana has undoubtedly produced a vast number of successful people around the globe who still continue to support the nation to this very day. Why? It is because of their long-term commitment to the country. And my opponents, you are over here boldly preaching against this. Don't you love your motherland, Ghana? The House, we can also talk about other nations such as Israel and South Korea, where national service in the form of military support is mandatory as a result of their frosty relations with their neighboring countries. The Chair, mandatory national service is their only shot at survival. So my opponents, you are here arguing against something that is saving other people's lives. Do you expect these warring nations to abandon their military-based national service and be slaughtered like dogs? Oh, my opponents, you should know better than this. Moving on, panel of judges. National service should be mandatory because it develops skilled manpower through practical training. Benjamin Franklin once said, and I quote, "Experience is the best teacher." And this quote applies perfectly in this situation. National service provides up to 1 whole year of on-field work experience, so graduates get to learn a lot about the practical world, since they work directly under the guidance of experienced professionals, and they also get to participate in workshops and seminars. The House. National service allows graduates to address real-life challenges by applying theoretical knowledge into practical situations and develop problem-solving skills. The House. My opponents, let's all be honest with ourselves. Would you rather employ someone fresh out of college who studied chemistry by writing CHCOOO3- on the board, or someone with actual practical experience who has worked in a lab for a year? I put it to you. Moreover, the House. National service should be made mandatory because it provides essential services and amenities for particularly towns and villages in rural areas. The House. Since national service involves the distribution of human resources around the nation, rural areas have gotten the opportunity to enjoy quality services and resources, such as teachers and health personnel, among others. We can all attest to the fact that there are schools around the nation, especially in rural areas, in completely deplorable states. We have seen this on TV, situations where one teacher can be teaching from grade 1 all the way to grade 6. It takes the intervention of national service to aid these schools and provide them with teachers. My honorable judges, look at the current situation of the nation, the exodus of teachers, doctors, citizens that are all leaving the country. Ghana is still standing as a result of the aid of national service personnel. And doing away with this, it's like breaking the legs of the nation. My opponents, if not for national service, how many people do you think will volunteer to leave the comfort of their homes and move to a rural area to go and teach schools? 1, 2, or is it 3? Moreover, the House, national service being made mandatory serves as a means of promoting national unity. Now the House, let's consider someone who was raised in Kumasi, schooled at Kumasi High School, then later on went to university at Kumasi Technical University. Now this person has no idea of the culture and traditions of the other regions in the nation. But here comes in Mr. National Service to provide citizens with the opportunity to enjoy and experience other parts of the nations for themselves, which will promote national unity by allowing us to view ourselves as one, fighting towards a common goal. My opponents, speaking against this, is speaking for disunity and speaking for disintegration, and I am sorry to say, but you are sounding very, very unpatriotic right now. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, national service should be made compulsory because it provides networking opportunities. The house, one of the most valuable things in life, is maintaining a good relationship, and national service serves as the perfect avenue for this. Through national service, graduates are able to maintain good relationships with people from all walks of life, including fellow personnel, as well as community members, which can go a long way to help them greatly in future. My dear judges, I know you all side with me on the fact that one of the most effective ways to secure a job is through recommendation or having a good relationship. After all, my opponents, if we were to both apply for the same job where the CEO is my best friend, my paddy, it goes without saying that I have a higher chance of securing the job than you. Why? Because of our relationship. And all these benefits are as a result of national service. Now, the chair, allow me to rebut some fallacious assertions made by my opponents. In your introduction, you talked about the fact that volunteerism is better than mandatory service. Sure, this is 100% true, and we agree with it. That we agree with the fact that volunteers perform duties more wholeheartedly than someone who is forced or mandated to do the same tasks. But in the end, it all boils down to sheer number. How many people do you think will volunteer to perform certain tasks as compared to the thousands of graduates we have in mandatory national service right now? If we are to rely on volunteerism, then what will happen to our brothers and sisters in the rural areas, where people will most likely not volunteer to serve at? And we also talk about motivation. National service in reality rather actually promotes motivation rather than diminish it. National service is usually carried out in a structured environment, which allows graduates to have space for personal growth. It also instills a sense of duty and responsibility of serving the nation, which all contribute in fostering engagement and motivation. So my opponents, next time, take your time and think through before you make a fallacious assertion like this. My opponents, I am glad you mentioned brain drain. Yes, the national service is helping us. I'm glad you mentioned brain drain. Yes, the national service is helping us. After all, if workers in the nation are leaving the country, who will help maintain the country? National service personnel, of course. So you have already dug your own grave by admitting to the advantages of national service. And you also said that national service will be a burden as a result of economic difficulties. How can you say this? This is completely untrue. Ghana is rather able to promote our economy greatly because of national service graduates, because they aid in the agriculture, medical, and educational aspects. So this is a completely wrong assumption. And you also called national service a blatant blockage of destinies. How? How can you say these unpatriotic words? The national service is providing opportunities for graduates and saving our fellow brothers and sisters in rural areas. How can you call this savior of destinies a blockage of destinies? But the house, before I resume my seat, let's all join me as we sing this song together. Arise, Ghana, you for the country. The nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold her and make her great and strong. Indeed, we are all involved in uplifting and making our nation greater and stronger through the devotion by participating in national service. The chair of the house, I bow.
In the second book of Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 7, it states that each and every one of us should give whatever we want to give from our heart, but not reluctantly, nor under compulsion. For the God loves a good giver. So the chair and the house, why then must we mandate these young graduates to offer their service? The chair, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, esteemed co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, Good afternoon. I am Agnes Joya Ewenam Abba, a student of Our Lady of Grace Senior High School, and the supporting speaker reaffirming the motion that, quote and unquote, national service should not be mandatory. The chair and the House, to my first point, the mandatory national service scheme is a way to get cheap labor by the government. The goal of the national service scheme, they claim, is to help graduates render service to the nation, service which is already embedded within them. The Ghana Education Service, the GS, is already doing a commendable job on that, and they are offering quality education on patriotism through various fields of studies, such as our world, our people, history, government, and social studies, from the basic 1 level to the basic 9 level, even through our SHSs. So then, not doing mandatory national service does not make you any less patriotic than you already are. And another thing we have to recognize is that trying to make someone something they are not, trying to impose something, a characteristic on someone they are not, doesn't make them any more of that. The chair and the House, to my second point. The mandatory national service scheme, it shouldn't be made mandatory because there are different other ways of serving the nation without doing the national service. If a person during school or even after school can create job opportunities to not only employ themselves, but to employ many more other people, both younger and older than them, are they not doing their civic duties? Are they not being patriotic to the country? Are they not adding to the total GDP of the country? The chair and the House, let's recognize this. For example, 30 young entrepreneurs were published and also commended for the great work they were doing. Such are Lillian Elikem, the CEO of Boss Lady Foods, and Bismarck, the CEO of Autonomous Business Center. These people were doing their national duties. They are being patriotic. They are creating jobs. They are adding to the GDP of the country. It's not only about serving in a place where you don't even fit, where your skills don't even match up with. It's also about working in your own space to contribute to your country's development. The chair, if such a person, if the service was made optional, could skip the service and serve the nation far better by growing his or her business and completing his civic duties. But if this is made mandatory, and according to the Act, an individual could not own their own business unless they've gone through this mandatory national service. So then, are we going to shut down the business of these individuals? These innovations, are we going to let them die just because they didn't do the mandatory national service? The chair and the House, let's not side with this. Lastly, the chair and the House, the mandatory national service is not adequately resourced to even match up with the overwhelming number of graduates trooping it each year. The scheme is flawed in many regards, from the late payments of the personnel allowances to the frustration it comes with to get accommodation. Personnel could be posted, and for months they are scanty, meager, paltry, and nothing to write home about salaries would be paid to them. The mission of the national service scheme, we claim, is to bring about patriotism in them, to make them know the need to serve their country well, but then we're giving them allowances. So those allowances are supposed to be motivation to them, but then these allowances are not even given to them on time, so they are demotivated. The chair and the House, these make these young men and women have to depend on their parents for basic commodities, for food, transportation, and even bill monies. The chair and the House, are these what we want? They are complaining. I strongly feel for them, and I side with them. But if this was made voluntary, less number of people would apply for it, because some would prefer to stay in the comfort of their parents' homes and create their own jobs. Let's just imagine the CEOs I mentioned, let's say Lillian Abba. She was made to, a woman who has lived her whole life in Accra, is posted to Burundi or Wale Wale in the Upper East region. So how will she get accommodation when she has no family there? And moreover, these allowances, these personnel allowances are not even given to her on time. So you expect her to go through all this hardship, all this frustration, all this stress, just to prove she's patriotic to your country. The chair and the house, let us allow them to stay in the comforts of their homes, to come up with their own businesses, because that doesn't make them any less patriotic. The chair and the house should speak louder than words. Imagining we, you and I, in the shoes, in the challenging positions of these graduates, trying to find their way in life right after university, just to be enslaved to work. The words of some of these personnel, as a cover-up, claiming to bring about social cohesion or promote youth leadership among them. The chair and the house, I entreat you all, rally behind my principal speaker and I, and let's stand for this motion. But before I entreat you strongly, let us debunk some points my opponents raise. They are mandated to support the developmental projects of the government, you claim, and also the national service is to add up to the quota. The chair and the house. My second point addresses this so much, so well. My second point states that there are different other ways of serving the nation without doing the national service. And I gave examples. Such examples were the business CEOs who created their own jobs, who employed others. Doesn't all this add up to the quota of the country? I'm asking, does it? It doesn't. Please be more researched. The chair and the house, also my esteemed opponents, argue that the national service schemes helps with practical education. How does a petroleum engineer practice by teaching a school RME, religious and moral education? That is termed as the disadvantage, or the disabled trying to help the disadvantaged. There is a potential skill mismatch, and in effect, they are not being encouraged, they are not being motivated, and they are not being practical in any way. The House, esteemed debaters also asked who would voluntarily do national service. The House, I would. My principal speaker would, and I'm sure OLAG students would. Look at them. The chair and the house, after all, people do what they want. You are saved by the bell. Thank you.
Hello. Not me, but you. This reflects the essence of selfless living. This country can never be a good place for any of us to live in, unless we all make it a good place for us to live in. And this can only be done through service to the nation. To the ever-wise chair, bold and impartial panel of judges, our great timekeeper, colleague debaters, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Representing the land of gentility, Kumasi High School, I am Joshua Kwabna Ephraim, the supporting speaker, speaking vehemently against the motion on board which I quote, national service should not be made mandatory, unquote. The chair says my proficient principal speaker has enlightened all of us on the motion. I'll continue to show more facts and arguments against the motion. We continue to speak against the motion with point 1. National service should be made mandatory because it has helped to undertake projects designed to combat hunger. My opponents might ask that how is this possible? But my dear Agnes, don't worry, because this is the reason why I am here. The House, you all bear witness with me that the only time hunger strikes in a country is when there is low productivity in our agriculture. But as a result of the National Service Scheme, students are being deployed into agricultural fields to ensure massive productivity in our agriculture. A report by the Ghana News Agency states that the Executive Director for the National Service Scheme, Mr. Osei Esibe Entry, has made it clear to all Ghanaians that the scheme has looked into the rich agrarian landscape of the nation and has secured a 200,000 acre patch from the traditional authorities of Kumeru to establish an agricultural industry, hoping to employ 4,500 students graduating in agriculture and its related sciences. My opponents, I am very happy that you have a pen and a paper in front of you because we did not only come here to debate, but to educate ourselves. The House, let's make this analysis. Imagine 100,000 acre land worked on by 1,000 people and another land of the same site worked on by 4,500 people. Provided the same knowledge and machinery, which of these two lands do you think will produce more crops at the end of the day? It is obvious that the one with large labor force will produce more crops because if the one with 1,000 people are going to produce 2,000 crops at the end of the day, the one with 4,500 people are going to produce 9,000 crops at the end of the day. So, my dear Salima, are we going to increase the productivity of our agriculture by employing more national service personnel, or we are going to maintain our usual number and buy one pepper for 5 cities? A question I pose to you, and I demand an answer. To our second point, the chair, national service should be made mandatory because it has helped to increase public awareness on diseases and improve healthcare. The need to ensure personal hygiene, how to ensure a healthy life, and many others are some works assigned to our national service personnel. A report by www.nss.gov.gh states that the executive director for the National Service Scheme has made it clear to all Ghanaians that lack of a strong sensitization program on the prevalence, prevention, and control of diseases has caused the loss of many lives in our country, especially in deprived areas. As a result of this problem, the scheme has considered the training and deployment of national service personnel to go on a nationwide education to educate us on the ways to protect ourselves from cancer and its related infections. On May 6, 2024, which is last month, the scheme released the posting of 20,478 nurses and midwives who enrolled to undertake their one-year mandatory national service at accredited health facilities. These personnel help in vaccination drives, such as the vaccination of children to protect them from polio and other infections. The House, we cannot talk about the impact of national service personnel on our health without talking about the times of COVID-19. In the times of COVID-19, where fear struck all the people within Ghana and in the world at large, that is when our national service personnel came in to show their patriotism. Whilst we were in our homes, national service personnel will wear rubber on their entire body and come to our doorsteps just to encourage us and also educate us on some ways to protect us from the diseases. So my opponent, into one pay now open. To our last and final point, the chair, national service should be made mandatory because it has gradually helped to eliminate illiteracy. In most parts of the world, especially in Africa where we find ourselves, there are many rural areas, of which most of them lack qualified teachers. But as a result of the National Service Scheme, teachers are deployed into such areas to help students. A report by the yearnews.com says that a woman by name Miss Ejapon Yeboah has called on the government to bring teachers to her locality because she is the only teacher teaching 8 classrooms. The House, let's imagine our current Ghana, where teachers are moving out of the country each day without national service personnel. How are we, the students, going to survive? That is, how are we going to learn on our own? But as a result of the National Service Scheme, teachers are deployed into our schools to help us, the students. Not only do they come to help us, the students, but also they come to learn something themselves on how to go by their teaching and also build their confidence as they prepare to be fully employed into their new field of work. My opponents, the fact that you attend Our Ladies of Grace Senior High School and you have access to quality education and healthcare does not mean that anyone within this country has the same opportunity. Let's think about our brothers and sisters who are in the rural areas calling upon the government each day. Let us be the vessels through which their voices will be heard by the government. Instead of condemning making the National Service Scheme mandatory, why don't we come with constructive criticisms that will help make this scheme a successful one? The chair, the House, let us all rise to be the light that brightens amidst darkness. Let us all rise to speak for the fact that this national service scheme should never be made a voluntary tax. Now the chair, the House, permit me to clear some dust my opponent tried to blow on our eyes. My opponent, you said that if a woman from Accra is sent to Burugi or Walewale, is she going to survive? My opponent, as for me and my Emrant here and our lovely wives over here, we will gladly accept it because as concerned citizens and patriotic citizens, we are obliged to serve our country. As citizens, we are not only to concern about our urban areas, but also the rural areas because those are the places that fully need our help. Urban areas are already developed, but rural areas are where we need much help. So my opponents, instead of staying in our urban areas, why don't you go to our rural areas to help our brothers and sisters over there? My opponents also contended that as a result of economic difficulty, national service should not be made mandatory. My opponents, how can it be such heartless? We have all enjoyed a 3 years free education, and those in tertiary education will also enjoy at least 4 years free education without paying anything. But yet, we do not call those times that there was difficulty in our finances. But we're giving back to our nation for just a year. We call it abuse on our right. My opponent, this is just wickedness and unpatriotism. And again, my dear Agnes from Our Ladies Senior High School, you contended that it leads to mismatched skill It leads to skill mismatch. My opponent, this is sheer overgeneralization. How can you take the opinions of two people and condemn our cherished mandatory national service scheme? The House, before one is the chair, the House. Thank you.
The points my supporting speaker and I have presented to convince you all that, quote and unquote, national service should not be made mandatory are: 1, because of the economic challenges we face throughout its implementation; 2, the national service scheme barely has metrics for qualifications, hence sometimes unqualified personnel are deployed; 3, the motivation and productivity of national service personnel is not guaranteed; 4, national service is just a nurturing ground for corruption; 5, it raises legal and ethical concerns; 6, there are different other ways of serving the nation; 7, it's practically a scheme to get cheap labor by the government; and 8, we do not have the resources to match up with the overwhelming numbers. The chair adjudication panel, man of the pendulum, invited dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Let me divulge your minds of the litany of lies my opponents tried to spew on us. First, I would like to help them all with how we pronounce national service itself. It's the National Service Act 426, 1980, embedded in the 1992 Constitution. You mentioned 1980 Constitution. And he also said, our way to serve our parents as well as our way to serve the country. Trust me when I say your parents do not put a leash on your neck and tell you that if you don't go and buy salt for them, they won't let you eat. That is what mandatory national service is doing. If you don't serve the nation, you won't get employment. Moving on. You mentioned that national service is made mandatory in the form of military service in some countries that have frosty relations with their neighboring country. I stand and believe, as a very religious person, that a pen is mightier than a sword. I would rather have those people having frosty relations, trying to build a cordial relation with people, their neighboring countries, rather than training the military in case of war. Once you prepare for calamity, calamity will befall you. Moving on, I would rather employ someone who has done an internship in a place that actually correlates with their course of study, rather than a chemistry student who has used all their COOH to teach that God is one and God is Allah, and no, that does not match up. That is no alkanoic acid. Moving on, you said that if national service was made voluntary, who would volunteer? A man here, as patriotic as you are, should not be forced to volunteer, because I believe that even without being forced, you will want to help people in rural areas. Let's take a trip down memory lane to why OLAG came into place in the first place. Our donors are from USA, Minnesota. These people traveled across the Atlantic, over the globe, into the hills of Mount Pontin to build an educational institution. They were not mandated. They were not forced. They did it out of a willing heart. The chair, the House, he mentioned that when my best friend is the CEO or paddy. Do you know what nepotism is? Do you know the definition of nepotism? Even if my father were the were the owner of this university, he would look at my requisite skills before he thinks of even employing me. The chair, the House, brain drain, they mentioned. Teachers and nurses are leaving the country because NSS personnel who don't have experience in the first place are the ones stealing their job. Over 14,000 teachers are sitting at home unemployed. Nurses are complaining every single day that they need employment. This is why they are running out of the country. Anyways, you mentioned that it has helped combat hunger. I would rather have permanent employment in that huge acre of land than to serve for 365 days with no substantial salary and go back home unemployed with all my agricultural science and go and plant trees on the roof of my house. Moving on, in rural areas, if national service personnel scheme people are made to teach, Do you think they would teach well? And let's consider these students. If every single week they are changing my chemistry teacher, trust me when I say I will pour phenolphthalein in metal orange and drink it. Because this man says A, this man says B. Who should I listen to? Rather employ these teachers to build a cordial, long-lasting relationship with their students in order to facilitate their learning. The chair, a guest house. You said the phrase, be a burden. I won't lie and say I remember the entire sentence. But do you know how much the country is losing from national service being made mandatory alone? There were over 14,000 ghost names because of national service, which led to our beloved country, which has over 90% of its GDP going into debt payments, by the way, to lose 112 million Ghana cedis. Mandating it is basically doing lungu-lungu into corruption. I'm being very earnest here. Moving on. My beloved school is not Our Ladies of Grace, but Our Lady of Grace. I leave you my peace. Thank you.
Thank you for the correction, My Lady of Grace. The chair, the house, all protocols duly observed. My resumming upon this stage is not to bless you with a lengthy submission, but to summarize all the cogent points raised by my supporting speaker and I, and give counter-arguments to the points raised by the opposition. We contended that 1, national service should be made mandatory because it encourages people to support the effort of nation building. 2, national service should be obligatory because it provides essential services and amenities to particularly towns and villages in rural areas. 3, national service should be mandatory because it develops skilled manpower through practical training. 4, national service being made mandatory serves as a means of promoting national unity. 5, national service must be compulsory because it provides networking opportunities. 6, national service should be mandatory because it is helping to combat hunger. 7, national service helps to create public awareness on diseases and improved health care. And 8, national service should be compulsory because it aids in the gradual eradication of illiteracy in the country. Now, my opponents, brace yourself for rebuttals. You made a very lovely Bible quotation, and you said that we are enslaved to work. How can you say this? You are trying to say that national service is infringing on our rights to liberty. While independent freedom is important, collective responsibilities outweigh individual crises. My opponents, then per your reasoning, we shouldn't also pay taxes. After all, taxes is also mandatory and it's imposed on us. So this reasoning is completely outdated and incorrect. But that's never the case. National service is usually aimed at being a panacea to the current problems of the nation, being economic or military. For example, in a country like North Korea, males serve up to 13 years of military service. And at first glance, it might sound a little too extreme, and you, my opponents, will call it an abuse on our rights. But when you consider the fact that nations like this are at loggerheads with their neighboring countries and at a risk of breaking into war anytime, you will understand that if national service is not carried out to improve their military status, they can be easily invaded and overrun by their enemies. So in the long run, it is carried out to protect the lives of citizens. And we can talk about a similar situation in Ghana, where our national service is based on improving our economic status in the field of health, agriculture, and education, among others, like my supporting speaker expounded on. So it is completely insightful and unfair to call it an abuse on individual freedom. And my opponents, I am glad I heard you saying that national service is a cheap attempt by the nation to take advantage of graduates. This is a very unhealthy mentality and a very pessimistic way of thinking. National service also benefits individuals as much as it benefits the country. I don't think you really paid attention to my submission, but allow me to repeat some things to educate you. National service helps individuals too because it gives us practical experience. We all know that Ghana's education system is completely theoretical. So it serves an opportunity to gain practical work experience, and it also allows us to build good relationships all around the nation. So I hope now you understand the value of national service. And I never said national service added to the quota. I don't think you heard me well. I said it's a form of students contributing their quota to the nation. And since I know that you're a true volunteer, I'll be expecting one day to see you in Alegu at the northern part of Ghana, serving over there. The chair, the house, I bow.
So one question that I often ask after such heated, exciting debate is, has it been worth your while? Have you learned something? Have you enjoyed yourselves? So put your hands together for the debaters then. And interestingly, we are not the only ones who are enjoying the debate in this beautiful auditorium here at the Christian Service University. Many more are listening and watching us, and they're also equally enjoying it. So for example, when you go on television, Joy Learning, Joy Prime, people are watching us there. Put your hands together for all those viewers there because they are seeing you on television. Let's also put our hands together for all those watching us on Facebook and also following us on YouTube. Now, for those on Facebook, they've got a few comments for you, especially for the debaters, and I'm sure that Lady Bex will be sharing that with you. But right after Becca is done, also more messages will come up your way from Patricia, who's also looking gorgeous this afternoon. A round of applause for Patricia for me as well. After that is said and done, the results will be announced. As to who is making it to the next stage of the competition, give us a few moments, you get to find out.
Yes, I will be sharing the social media comments with you, but let's say thank you to Trade Rains Chemists, producers of the most effective anti-malarial drug, Traumatem. Traumatem is an artemisinin-based combination product which contains artemether and lumefantrine. The 24 blister pack of Traumatem is a 6-dose full-course treatment endorsed by the FDA. It is also available in all pharmacy shops nationwide, but please consult your doctor if symptoms persist after 3 days.
We'd also like to say a very big thank you to Super Lovec phones. You can buy or order your phones, tablets, and other mobile devices via our Play Store app or from our website, www.superlovec.com, and enjoy a discount of up to 50%. Super Lovec phones gives you a free glass protector with every purchase. You can locate Super Lovec phones at Asafo, opposite the VIP station, Adum, PZ, Sofa Line, Tech Junction, and Kiditia, between Opportunity Bank and MTN.
We say thank you also to Slim and Fit. Are you worried about the weight that you've put on, or are you struggling to actually lose your belly fat after childbirth? Are you also looking for a weight loss supplement with no side effects? Then your ultimate solution is Slim and Fit. Our products help shed off unwanted fat and also maintain your natural, beautiful shape and look. Our products are also purely organic, has been approved by the FDA and endorsed by Tima Kunkum of Madum TV and Oheneri Gifty Auntie. Slim and Fit, we say regain your confidence.
Every child with a good future depends on the foundation laid by their parents. Are you a school or parent looking for quality NACA and GES approved English, science, mathematics, and computing books for your wards? Then Best Brain Publications has got you covered. We produce all subject books for children at crèche, nursery, kindergarten, and primary school. Locate Best Brain Publications at Pankrono. Best Brain Publications, securing tomorrow's academic well-being today.
DBS Industries is still on board the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate, and they say that they are your reputable name in quality roofing, and they are here actually on board with goodies and the best deals ever for everyone, of course, in the construction industry. Now, new and existing customers will still enjoy a massive discount on Alizing roofing sheets. Visit our offices today in Accra and Kumasi for free estimates. DBS Roofing Papa Pafie.
Before we move on to our social media comments, a big thank you also going out to Jama Soap from Wilma, and lastly, Fortune Low Fat Spread for Bread.
Are we ready for the debate results? Which school is leaving? Which school is going to the main competition? Okay, before we give you that information, let's say thank you to Daxel Dental Clinic, providing us with comprehensive one-stop shop specialist dental services such as extraction, cleaning, polishing, filling, straightening with specialist braces, and also the treatment of bad breath. Now, when you go to Daxel Dental, they serve you with modern digital x-rays for diagnosis. We work even on Sundays from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Locate us at IPT opposite the first gate of Amstead. We are inside the City Style building, and also at Ahojo opposite the Latex Foam Shop. Daxel Dental Clinic, we say smile with confidence. And Becca, I think you might want to start with the comments on social media.
It's about to go down. Okay, so we have Shadrach here. Shadrach says the Emranti of Ghana land are taking the win home. Heat Kuhis. Kobe Coded says, Kuhis has already won. We the sons of the Toronto Desert do it with passion. The empirical points and heated rebuttals will speak for us. Opoku Jeffrey says, let's do this, Kuhis. Richie says, the fundamental key of success in action, and we the Mrantie are poised of action. So Our Lady of Grace, get ready to be disgraced. That's not nice. That's not nice. Anyway, Bashir Moro says, Kuhis all the way. Marshall Asante says, okay, so this one is to the boys. Shave your hair when you get back to campus, Kuhis. Ola, get the boys slaughtered for light soup.
Interesting.
That's also not nice. Kingsford Fosu also says, Our Lady of Grace came all the way from Mount Ponting in order to be...
Okay. Obiniem. Okay, so some comments still here. Nane Kwe Japoma says, may the best school win. Ateke Jamanu says, both are winners. Andrew Angel says, waiting patiently for OLAG SHS to do well. Wanda Williams says, what the girl is saying is absolutely true. Gabriel Agbezuge, I hope I got your name right. He says, wow, OLAG. Kweku Bekun says, principal speaker of Kumasi Girls is just amazing. I love her debating skills. Now, Brad Kofi Richmond says heat, and he sends the fire emoji there. Kobe Coded says Kuhis have won already. Nevertheless, we won't underestimate any school. Marshall Asante says Kumasi Girls all the way. The submission of their principal speaker was well articulated. Kudos, girls. Opoku Jeffrey says, I'm a candidate at the Noble Institution Kumasi High, and I wish my school more luck heat. And he says it's a done deal. Alaya KG, we love you so much, girls. Interesting. And some more comments here. Atiku comes again. He says, greetings from Owas to you guys. We dare your back, our brothers and our neighbors. We love you, Sahus. Esuya Shadrach says, more heat, Alaya KG. And Dennis Opoku says, OLAG, if I were you, I will leave the auditorium before the judges will claim you to be the loser. But I'm going to take this final one, and David can come back with the results. Dennis says, I'm a proud Abrantier, and my final comment on social media is coming from Kingsford Fosu, who says, Our Lady of Grace. Okay, so I think we've done that already, but these are interesting comments, and please keep them coming. The hashtag is LUVFMHSD. Even after the debate, yes, we can still keep it happening, but remember, we are live on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and Love 99.5 FM. This is the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High Schools debate.
They deserve a round of applause. Show them some love. I will say it's been very informative. I will say it's been very educative. And I would also say it's been very entertaining. Imrantie. Imrantie. Vinato. 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 Ahema. 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 Okay. Adoma. 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 You've been wonderful yourselves. Listen, clap for your own selves. I love you. Debaters are speaking. They address the judges. They sometimes address the accurate timekeeper. But most importantly, they address, the chairperson and, of course, the ambassador for the Love FM High School debate in the person of Mrs. Tidiosa Jackson. Please show her some love. She will take 5 minutes and engage with all of us. Oh, Charlie, we can do better with the applause. Thank you. Right after she is done, the results will be announced.
I'm very much grateful for this golden opportunity. Indeed, you have exhibited excellence. Clap for yourselves. You've done so well. Amazing. It's surprising. The natural intelligence, eloquence, the way a manner you presented issues. But I know there are some people behind the scenes. I will never leave them behind. And they are your teachers. Let us be upstanding and applaud those who helped you to perform. Oh, is that the only way you can applaud them? Yes. Yes. Teachers, we salute you. We salute you. I've said once that when anybody passes, I have passed. But when that student fails, they have failed me. The teacher was not good. He was not coming to class. He was lazy, and so on and so forth. So we should learn rather to applaud our teachers. We spoke about distance education and then break education. It's a debate, and facts were presented for marks. Please don't put it into your head that distance education is bad. It is not bad. Do you hear me? Now the whole world, from the most advanced countries, they are going into open universities. More universities are going by the distance learning. So don't let this debate deceive you that no, all distance learning is less effective. It is not less effective. Rather, statistics have shown that those doing distance learning, they exhibit maturity. They are able to learn on their own. Those who want teachers to come and sit in front of them, if the teacher does not come, they are even happy. They are always waiting for the teacher to impact the knowledge. But distance learning, you sit down and learn on your own. Even I remember when I was in active service, teachers were complaining. While they are teaching, some students are playing games, others are watching what is an abominable scenes. So the destructive nature is not only tagged to distance learning. Why am I saying that? My institution operates by distance learning, and we have excelled in this country. There are 46 colleges, and this institution, that of mine, we sat for licensure examination. The 46 results put together, the distance learning education beat the results of the 46 put together. So I want to diffuse your mind that don't take the debate discourse as the ultimate truth. Learn yourself. Even when you take your phone, TikTok, you are learning. It's a distance education. Anything that you do. But learn the good thing that will help you in future. It will help you with maturity of your mind. Natural intelligence goes with distance education. Thank you very much, Dave. I'm done.
So you heard her say that even when it comes to the normal classroom exercises, when the teacher is teaching, some students will still be watching the Chinese lady raising her legs. Yeah. I don't know who the Chinese lady is. Dr. Peter, you know the Chinese lady? It's been a worthy afternoon. It's been competitive. It's been beautiful. Let's do this. St. Hubert presented Jedediah Cheyamponsa Dixon as a principal speaker and Chair Michael Gutenberg as a supporting speaker. Show them some love. The Kumasi girls, they presented Ruth Adanka as principal speaker and Princess Amponsa as a supporting speaker. A round of applause for her too. OLAG, they presented Salima Safian as principal speaker and Agnes Dreyer was the supporting speaker. Show her some love.
Then Esben Aikade Wemako, Principal Speaker for Kumasi High School, and Joshua Afriam Kwabena was the supporting speaker. To all the debaters, thank you for the education and thank you for the information. But as we all know, in competitions such as this, one will advance, one will be eliminated. But as always we say, you're all winners. I have the results in front of me for the very first contest that happened between St. Hubert and Kumasi girls. So the results. Our lead judge ran us through the scoring. So I'm going to do same by mentioning what they were looking out for and the marks they gave. By way of organization and clarity, one of our judges scored 21, the other scored 22, the third judge scored 28, put together 71. So 21, 22, 28 is 71. Argument and development, one of the judges also scored 17, the other 24, the final judge scored 25, put together 66, that is 17, 24, 25, 66. Effective use of rebuttal. One of the judges says, well, to him or her, I'll score 9. The other said, well, I'll score 6. The other says, I'll score 11. So 9, 6, 11 amounted to 26. Presentation style. And during his presentation, he made mention of the fact that Charlie would be mindful of the gestures and the theatricals and the drama. Presentation style. One judge scored 10. Another scored 13. The other scored 12. So 10, 13, 12 amounts to 35. Let's talk about role as a particular debater. One judge scored 7. The other scored 9. The final judge scored 8. 7, 9, 8 amounts to 24. For those of you who like calculation, not necessarily working lotto, but you like calculation, the correct one. 71, 66, 26, 35, 24 amounts to 222. That is 222 for St. Hubert Seminary. The score sheet for Kumasi girls. By way of organization and clarity, one of the judges scored for Kumasi girls 21. A judge scored 18. The last judge scored 26. So 21, 18, 26 amounts to 65. Argument and development. One of the judges scored 19. A judge scored 19. The other one says, well, 23. So 19, 19, 23 amounts to 61. Effective use of rebuttal. One judge says, well, 10. The other one says 3. The final one says 8. 10, 3, 8 amounts to 21. Presentation style. One judge says 11. The other judge says 11. The other one also says 11. 11, 11, 11 is 33. Then role as a particular debater. One of the judges says, let me give them 6. The other one says, well, you deserve 8. The final judge says, well, I'll give you 7. So 6, 8, 7 amounts to 21. So for Kumasi girls, 65, 61, 21, 33, 21 amounts to 201. So, by a majority decision, the winner for today's contest is St. Hubert Seminary. Venato. 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 All right, so please stand, sing for us your school anthem as we celebrate your victory this afternoon. So this you're going to do by yourselves very quickly. So here we go. On 3. 1, 2, go.
Well, thank you very much. To Kumasi girls, all is not lost yet. Because we've already said to you that after the zonal competition, this is just a preliminary stage of the competition. The main competition will begin somewhere next week. Now, as we prepare for the main contest from next week thereabout, the losing school with the best score, 2 of you will make it to the main competition. So with a score of 201, nobody knows through. So let's invite the patron or patrons for Kumasi Girls, that's Kujis, alongside the debaters for them to come and pick up their certificate of participation. Please do that very quickly for us, please. Your certificates are ready. If your patrons are here, alongside the debaters, please let's quickly come pick your certificates for participating in this afternoon's contest. And as you're very much aware, we are at the Christian Service University. They've given us this very beautiful auditorium. So let me call on one of the staff of Christian Service University, Romeo, to come and do the presentation for us. Romeo, please. Very quickly, let's do this. Give them a round of applause. They give a very, very good account of themselves, and trust me, they ought to be proud of themselves. Ruth Adanka and Princess Aponsa. Okay. Oh, put your hands together for them. I mean, they're still here, aren't they? Oh, Romeo, you're not done, no. Now, why are you in a hurry too? You know, Romeo likes fans. So say, Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Aha. Well, thank you very much, all of you. Thank you so, so much. Now, the results of the second contest. Now, as you're very much aware, the second contest was between Our Lady of Grace, Adoma, Adoma, and they pitched their strength against the Imrantie of Kumasi High School. Imrantie. Now the results. Because they were for the motion, that's to say, Our Lady of Grace, I'll start with your results. Organization and clarity. A judge says 23. Another one says 19. Then a final judge says 26. So 23, 19, 26 amounts to 68. Let's talk about argument and development. One of the judges says 25. The other one says 22. The last judge says 23. So 25, 22, 23 amounts to 70. Effective use of rebuttal. One of the judges says, well, I'll give them 10. The other judge says, well, they deserve 7. The other one says, I would also give them 10. So 10, 7, 10 amounts to 27. Now we can talk about presentation style. A judge says 13 will suffice. The other one says 11 is what they deserve. The last judge says 12. 13, 11, 12 is 36. Then roll as a particular debater. A judge says, well, 10. The other judge says 8. The other one says 7. Put together 25. So let's do the calculation together. 68, 70, 27, 36, 25 amounts to 226. And that is the results for Our Lady of Grace. Now that of Kumasi High School. By way of organization and clarity, one judge gave you 20. The other one says 22. The last judge gave 28. 20, 22, 28 is 70. Then argument and development. One judge gave 24. The other one gave 24. The final judge says 25. 24, 24, 25 is 73. Effective use of rebuttal. A judge says 8. Another says 11. The final one says 11. 8, 11, 11 amounts to 30. Presentation style. A judge says 8. The other one says 11. The other one says 13. So 8, 11, 13 amounts to 32. Role as a particular debater for Kumasi High School.
You got 7 from one judge. You got 9 from another judge. And yet another 7 from the other judge. 23. So 70, 73, 30, 32, 23, 228 for Kumasi High School.
All right, so settle down for me. Settle down for me. Thank you very much. Now, if you look at the results, Kumasi High School, you got 228. Our Lady of Grace, you got 226. 2 mark difference, or 2 points difference. Now, this means to you, Our Lady of Grace, this means that you have now the highest losing score. You have the highest losing score, 226 is what you have. Rich School has 225. So as we speak, you have lost though, but you are the 2 schools, that is Rich School 1966 and your school are the schools with the 2, biggest losing scores. So keep your fingers crossed, anything can happen. For Amrantia, please stand and sing for us your school anthem. You stand and sing for us your school anthem. Our Lady of Grace, please get ready. We have a certificate to be given to you plus your patrons. So get ready for us. But Nimranti, if you're ready on 3, 1, 2, go. Congratulations to Kumasi Senior High School. A big thank you to our ambassador and of course the chair for the debate. Put your hands together for Mrs. Theodosia Jackson of the Jackson College, University College, the Jackson University College. Now, Mrs. Bonku, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Pichata, thanks very much. And of course to our new judge. Put your hands together for all the judges. To our social media team, I can see Emmanuel, I can see Joel ABJ, I can see Derek. We say thank you very much. To all the technical support we had from Gabi, from Safo Atta, and all the other guys, the drivers, the cameramen and all, we say God bless all of you. On Monday, we get to meet again. Now, I'm holding on the presentation for the certificates because with your score of 226, OLAG, if I give you your certificates now, and then you come in the next contest, I don't know what I will do. So I'm not going to give you your certificates because of the score you have. So OLAG, hold on. That's the only reason why we're not giving it to you. So go home safely or to school safely. Enjoy your weekend. Prepare harder because as the competitions goes on, the contest becomes keener and more tougher. We say a big thank you to all our sponsors. A big thank you to, of course, the Christian Service University. And to all my co-MCs, we say God bless all of you. Enjoy your day. Until we meet some other time, I say enjoy your lives. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you so much, David. We are still here, and we are picking reactions from the schools that won for today. I'm excited to let everybody know that St. Hubert Seminary and Kumasi High have also booked a seat at the main stage of the preliminaries of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. Yes, and some of the schools that have also qualified so far include Adventist Senior High School, Upon Memorial, Anglican Senior High School, and Osei Chiche, who won yesterday. I'm going to speak to the victors of the first competition. That is St. Hubert Seminary here. I have the debaters right with me. They are going to give us the award they used to win today. Gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And how are you feeling about your win?
I feel excited. I feel everything. But then, one thing I want to tell my opponents is that we knew we were going to win already before we came here because they ain't any match to us. Currently, as we said earlier, we are the national champions. So we are coming for anybody who stands in our way to take the trophy. That's the message I have for them.
Okay, so let me speak to this other gentleman. To what do you want to add?
what I would say is that we feel ecstatic about winning this debate. And then it was a heated debate though, but God saw us through. So we give thanks and praise to God. And that determination and hard work will also get you there. Thank you very much.
I'll be happy to speak to your patron. Please draw closer to me. Let's have some words also with you. We spoke to you before the show even started. And it looks like whatever you said has come to pass. How do you feel about that?
I'm extremely excited. But in all, I'm down because I was expecting a super performance from my students, and they didn't give me. So I'm a little bit down now.
So what's the plan for next week?
Coming back stronger and more stronger. That's the plan for next week.
Okay, I see. And this patron is also here. He might want to share a few words.
Okay, so looking at our scores for today, by our own standards, is below. Yes, but we think that our boys did the best. And we thank God that he has blessed our efforts for these results.
Okay, so we'll see you at the next stage. Thank you so much, St. Hubert. We're going to speak to Kumasi High School. They won today over Our Lady of Grace. Kumasi High School, let's have you, Baba, and your debaters. Let's hear what you also want to say. You are live on Joy Prime, Joy Learning on your multi-TV digital box. You're also live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, and on Facebook as well as YouTube. Baba, congratulations.
Thank you.
What's the plan going forward?
We look forward to eliminating every school that we meet ahead of us. But as I always say, we are winners, so normally we don't talk. And I know that each of the competing schools have done their homework very, very well, and they are in to give us strong competitions. But they should know that we are already winners. So whichever school that comes our way, it is a done deal for Kumasi High School.
And what do you want to tell Our Lady of Grace, gentlemen?
Okay, so I want to congratulate them for the time and the dedication they spent on the motion and coming for the contest. They indeed tried their best, but in the end, one school has to win and come out victorious. We put in hard work and were dedicated throughout, and the help of our supporters who also helped us. In fact, we are not ending here. This is not the end. We'll come back next time stronger and better, and we won't stop until we get back the trophy and reclaim our seat as the champions of Love FM High School Debate.
I see. And gentlemen, let me speak to you finally. A bird whispered to me that today you guys will be taken outside for dinner, not even the school, what do you call it, supper. Is it true?
Yes, please. It's very true.
Why? Because you won?
Yes, please. Our school is very supportive, so they are going to do it for us, obviously.
But how did you feel coming against OLAG?
It didn't actually seem to be a difficult contest to us because we knew obviously that we would win. But as a matter of fact, even though it was quite a competition, but it wasn't that tough. So we winning alone is a very great opportunity for us.
I see. Thank you so much, Kumasi High School, for those words. This is where we draw the curtain for contest 4, 5, and 6, yes, I must say, of the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debates happening here at the Christian Service University. My name is Patricia. I will once again like to say thank you to the GES, to the ARSRC, to Charles, to Joy Prime, to Joy Learning, to the Christian Service University, and for you out there who watch us, and to you who listen to us, and to those of you who followed us also on social media. We appreciate the love and everything. Have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you, God willing, Monday for contest 7 and 8 of this competition. Bye-bye for now, ladies and gentlemen.
So the house, my opponents are here, solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant minders are alluding that the land belongs to them. Therefore, they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online, and on TV. Which school are you rooting for? And which side do you represent? For or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, via